Greetings, soldiers. It's time for an all-new episode of Yeah, I've Played. This time around, myself, Matthew Hall, and of course to my left are...
Andrew Taylor.
Jordan Hill.
We're all going to talk about Call of Duty.
The
The first one.
good one.
The real first, well...
The only good one.
The only good Call of Duty
The
game.
only good Call of Duty game ever.
But mostly because it's the only one I've ever played.
Is it actually?
I've never played another Call of Duty.
Yeah, me either.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just thought that shit was whack.
Let's get into it.
Guess I'm a loser.
Cool transition. Hidden machine. So yeah, this is the first Call of Duty game I ever played. Put that hand down.
Just going to give an intro for the video.
We'll do that first.
Call of Duty was released on October 29th of 2003 for Microsoft Windows, with ports eventually ending up on OS X, Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, and most importantly, the N-Gage.
Yeah.
The game was developed by Infinity Ward, which is a studio made up entirely of people who worked on Medal of Honor Allied Assault, which was a huge success, both critically and commercially. Call of Duty obviously was also a huge success, and has continued to be an influential and popular series for the past fucking 2 decades.
Too long.
Would you say that Medal of Honor was a spiritual predecessor to Call of Duty?
Yes.
Just phrase it like an asshole. Like, Call of Duty isn't the spiritual successor. Medal of Honor is the spiritual predecessor.
I mean, people say that all the time about
Really?
games. Yeah.
Spiritual predecessor?
Yeah.
I've only ever seen it referred to as the spiritual, successor.
Well, if you're talking about the game prior,
Yeah.
you
Talking
got
about Richard Pryor.
Anyway, the game has players take on the role of newly enlisted soldiers across 3 different campaigns: the American campaign, the British campaign, and of course the Soviet campaign. And the 3 of us all recently completed this game for the first time. We'll be discussing each campaign in detail, and also
But
our
there's-
overall...
There's a little one at the end, too.
You know, we'll talk about that.
All right.
We'll discuss our overall impressions and experiences with Call of Duty. So we'll talk about that later.
You wanted so badly to interrupt him the whole time.
Put a pin in there.
Putting a pin in it. I want to talk first about the overall impressions of the graphics and sound. This is a game from 2003, which is nearly 20 years ago now. By the time I finish editing this, it will be 2024. So
Jesus Christ, we're coming
It'll be
around.
legal to drink, baby.
Visually, fucking hell, I'm not going to confuse
Fucking hell?
Fucking hell. I'm not
Looks
going
like
to
fucking hell. Dude.
Yeah,
It looks like absolute
War is hell.
shit.
I'm not going to confuse it for a modern title, but
No.
it'd be hard to
I'm not
place
going to confuse it with Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare, excuse me. Modern Warfare 2, the remaster,
Redux.
special edition, with the GameStop the pre-order
the
version,
GameStop pre.
the GameStop pre version, where you can come. It has the cum skin, where your character just looks sopping and goopy. But I can't really, I wouldn't be able to place exactly how old it is, I mean, it's definitely not an N64 game, but, I can't tell. It looks all right.
Yeah, it'd be hard to determine whether it was PS2, early 360 title, maybe. You know what I mean?
I think it showed its age, and they're really good about this, because they didn't show this too much. I think they're aware. Facial and, mouth animations, not the
not
best. Great
Still
for the time.
pretty great for the time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of characters didn't have faces for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's also a fair point.
The only other time, did you guys like the little crouching run cycles? That they're
Yeah, that was one of the
Yeah.
They kinda,
few
flop
things in the game
around.
that I actually went, oh, that looks bad
Yeah.
to me.
They look
That
like they're-
actually looks bad.
You'd
Like
see
they were
an enemy
playing-
suddenly just go prone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're standing and then they're just.
And it looked like your little allies were running around, playing, leapfrog,
Yeah,
over
it
nothing.
was mad goofy.
It's very silly. But, yeah, it looks pretty fine. Now, the sound...
Well, can we talk about the graphics too?
I thought
Before we
that
move
was
on
the
to
graphics
sound?
talk, yeah.
Yeah, but can we also say something on it?
I
Are we
guess.
allowed to talk today? Because something that I noticed that I really liked though was because obviously it's pretty simple graphics and like you said the faces looked bad, but the fact that they had faces was pretty substantial.
Yeah.
But I remember in the Russian campaign specifically, right when the very opening scene, you're on the boat. I feel like they purposely made the whites of all of the soldiers' eyes a little bit bigger because it's almost like you can see how scared they are.
Oh, that's
you know
cool.
what I mean? They're all
Yeah.
if they just literally made maybe more white space, you know what I mean, around their eyes or whatever. But I noticed that, and I just noticed little stuff like that throughout it that I thought was pretty cool.
I thought all the environments looked really good. it really captured the bases, like the fields in France and stuff, and the Soviet campaign, especially with all like the blown out buildings and shit.
Oh my god, yeah.
And when you could also like in some of the tank missions, I think it was the Soviet campaign, how you could blow up some of the buildings and there was like destructible environments.
It was, yeah.
Like
There was
the,
a little bit,
the
like,
faces
not
of
everything,
buildings.
but like a fair amount of shit. Like if you
Yeah.
shot it, it would like if there'd be people shooting at you from the windows.
Yeah.
you'd blast at them, and the whole fucking facade would be gone.
Which is very impressive for that time because that means all of that was hand like created. There was no like physics simulation for like a building being destructive like dynamically at that time. So they had to like personally like prepare all of those buildings to be
Yeah, and it
destroyed.
was maybe like 15 instances of
Right.
that across the whole game,
Yeah.
but they really stood out when
Yeah,
they
it was
happened.
very cool. I also noticed that they made very good use of the view distance. I feel like there was scenes where you could look really far out and still be seeing shit.
Yeah.
And it never felt like you were just seeing the skybox, like just the
Yeah, absolutely.
it was everything like,
Like it
wrapped
didn't
around
seem
in
like
a
the
good
world
way.
was being rendered
Yeah.
in front of you. You know what I mean? It
And-
seemed like it was like
Yeah.
While the levels weren't super big, they did manage to make it feel almost labyrinthian. Like it never felt like it was there's a sign pointing go that way. Oh, that's the soldier path. This is where I have to go. There was a couple times where I was like, fuck, I don't really.
Yeah, it
know
was a
exactly
little
where to
open-ended.
go.
And
Like a
just kind of
war
run
zone.
until you get shot at a couple times.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in the right
Direction
spot
to
now.
tell.
Yeah.
you do always have the compass directing you, so it's not like you're really gonna get lost
Yeah.
all the way. But if you're just kind of going on instinct, you're not paying attention to that. Like you can sometimes
And there's a
take
couple
a wrong
instances
turn.
in
Yeah.
like the like in the dam specifically and in the boat where like even though the compass is pointing you in a direction, you're kind of like, okay, I ended up in the same room 3 times in a row.
Right,
Yeah.
it's where your destination is. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that's where you need to go to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, so let us talk about the sound now.
All right.
With Andrew starting, because I know you got something to say.
Yeah,
Here, I gotta make a sound real quick.
yeah, it's my favorite sound.
Crisp baby.
I'm drinking so this is fermented urine that I've been storing for the last 3 years.
Oh, and you're canning it yourself.
I'm drinking cum water. Piss cum water. Cum.
This is diarrhea.
I like that we're the grossest fucking discussion channel.
I'd say cum water would be. I'd rather drink cum water out of all.
Than diarrhea or fermented piss.
Yeah.
It's not going to get you fucked up though.
This is salty. It's tasty. It's got B vitamins. But the sound,
Protein
protein,
packed.
little swimmers. The sound, I think they shot themselves in the foot a little bit because I think they were going for. I think the whole idea for this game was be fucking realistic. Like you want a real ass as if you're in the battles, like you're actually there. So to that end,
Yeah.
all of the weaponry is tremendously loud, and it, for the most part, sounds really good. It sounds realistic. Giant explosions, fire blasting, really cool stereo sound. But like, you cannot hear dialogue like almost at all.
It's all the damage to your eardrums from the
Yeah.
from just firing a gun.
I don't think I had that problem.
No, I
I
tried
don't
it.
really
on-
have a huge issue hearing the dialogue.
Really?
either. Yeah.
Maybe our setups are different. I tried with headphones and my monitors, and yeah, there's the
You're like monitors that sound really rough.
well, they're not incredible, but they can handle a game.
Right.
But it was I had a really hard so then maybe it was more isolated, but I had a really hard time. I had to finding like the perfect level to keep it so that I could kind of hear the stuff without hear the dialogue without the gunshots blasting my ears out.
I just
Yeah.
kind of let it be loud. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To a degree. Because
I did
it's-
turn the game down while I was
It
playing
was
it.
like
hot.
on
Yeah.
in my like
It
volume
is
mixer. Yeah, I brought
loud
it was
as
at like
fuck.
18% probably in
Yeah.
my volume
It is
mixer.
a super. To say nothing of the mixing of levels. The game itself is mad fucking loud.
You get those
I'm
every
trying to
now
watch
and then.
podcasts while I'm playing through or
was
listen
difficult.
to podcasts, and it's like you can't.
Yeah.
No.
You could not. You couldn't do it. I'm
But
like I can't hear what any of these guys.
I
are
feel
fucking
like
talking about.
a response to like my quote unquote complaint about that is it's like, well, that is fucking realistic. You can't just have like you're not if we're in a battle zone, we're not talking like this. To
I
each
guess I
other.
would say I had trouble hearing guys if I wasn't standing near them to hear them talk.
You have a little,
That's
little hair on the brow, on the left brow there. You got a little cat fuzzy on you. You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Thanks.
I don't know if you had a cool scar.
Well, it's going to be in 4K, so I don't want anybody to get the
Yeah.
wrong idea about me.
Yeah, it'd be very
But yeah,
confused.
because there was proximity, effects on the voices. So like there were
Yeah.
times where I had to be like, oh shit, I gotta run up to the dude and
Yeah.
listen to what he's saying.
Which you could all just walk away from.
I
them,
thought
too,
it was really
which is
like
funny.
I don't know. I thought it helped environmentally.
Yeah,
You know
big
what I mean?
time.
Like, it really helped me feel like that like panic kind of and the terror that you mentioned, where it's like
Yeah.
it feels realistic. There's that realism in that, like when you first drop into like your first combat and the first level.
It's scary.
I was panicked. I was kind of like fuck. You know what I mean? You're just kind of running
Yeah.
from cover to cover.
I felt like legitimate like adrenaline and like
And
anxiety.
I think that like that overwhelming. You can hear like the screaming of like the bombs falling and then they're
Yeah.
hitting and the explosions are like deafening. The gunfire's overwhelming. I'm like, I think they really did a good job
None
with
of
the
it,
sound design.
for sure. None of it feels comfortable. You know what I mean? Like
No.
it's not like
And, like Stalingrad and like the Red Square and stuff like that. That
Yeah.
shit was just it's
A lot of
chaos.
modern
Yeah.
FPS games will have loud guns and punchy guns, but it's
Yeah.
always mixed in a way that's non-intrusive. It's like
percussive
it
and-
it accentuates like your feelings of power often.
Yes.
Whereas this was like, you're not the most powerful thing here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like by far.
there's cannons like.
I also want to
have
say,
it.
I don't know if you guys like let the main menu run,
Mm-hmm.
but like that main menu music is, it's so epic. I know that
It
sounds,
is really cool. It plays
It
at
is
the
like
end.
it is a really like intense composition, and
Yeah.
it has all these crazy movements.
Yeah.
and it's like I'm gonna play a snippet of it here, but it's like, holy shit, that is crazy. Because like I wouldn't normally spend more than maybe 25 seconds on the menu if I'm adjusting a couple settings.
Yeah.
Changing the
And
brightness.
so that theme that plays there,
It's
if it is
sick.
the same as the end theme, I guess you would hear it then. But it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's very good, and also really good the way the score hits at the end. We'll
Mm-hmm.
talk about that eventually, but
It was super spicy. It reminded me of Saving Private Ryan and what's the show?
Oh, Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. Thank you.
Yeah, Andy's favorite show.
Really like that show. It's embarrassing. I couldn't think of the name.
sound is pretty great.
like
Super
when there's-
overwhelming.
Yeah.
What about the gameplay in general? Like personally, I have zero complaints. It's super smooth, very easy. Like a couple times, the only things I had any trouble with, and it really wasn't that much. It was mostly just like, this isn't immediately intuitive. I need to like take a second. Was controlling the tanks.
That
Like
was a
driving the tank. Sometimes I wasn't always, and because at first I didn't notice in the bottom left of the screen there's an orientation of which way the tank is facing,
Oh, I didn't notice that either.
Yeah.
and so that was super helpful because it is tank controls.
I remember you could. I can't remember the button, but you can press a button to
Space.
realign your space, and it
Yeah.
realigns the body with wherever you're.
I read that
And then
and then completely lost it. I feel like it flashes on screen really
was
quick.
very
it does.
brief.
It was just
One
it was-
time.
Yeah, like literally when the mission starts, it has it.
But that's super expensive. That's super important to know because you have an automatic machine gun on the front of your tank, but it'll only shoot at what's in its field of view.
and
so
I
you
found
have
that to almost be entirely useless.
yeah.
Probably because
It came. It
you
helped me a
weren't,
couple.
Could have
times.
been.
Probably because you were never facing the enemy.
There was times where I was in the tank and I was like, wow, I'm firing the machine gun, I'm firing my tank,
I'm a fire in my
Bullets.
laser.
and
my tank bullets.
I like there was just still guys like just with like just rifles and just like
Just
it's
blasting
like
you.
can
Yeah.
you're not like dead from this.
Yeah. Meanwhile, when you're
There were
fighting,
some really
like,
resilient enemies.
there's some times where if you were just a man fighting a tank, none of your like anything that's not an explosive just will not do any damage to a tank.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you killing me with your fucking rifle?
Yeah, there was a couple times where I was shocked at how quickly my tank HP went down without being fired upon by heavy artillery.
Like the first mission that you get, it was so badass.
You do feel
The
very
first time you're just like
I really don't have
knocking
any,
down trees.
Yeah, I don't really have any complaints about the gameplay either, though. Honestly, I noticed
Yeah.
that like it's one of the few games I've ever played that has like the lean.
The
You know what I
lean.
mean? Like you press Q and E or whatever
Lean
to like
with it.
lean out.
You can lean with
It's
it
one
and
of the
rock
few
with it.
games that I've played that I can remember in recent years at least where I actually used that feature.
I use lean constantly.
I
like
never
regularly.
used it, and I used it all the time in Call of Duty.
That's where
Really?
I'm at. It's like
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've used it at all in like my any games I've played.
I
with it.
usually think it's an awkward thing
Yeah.
for me to like
with your hands to do.
it's usually Q and E.
Yeah.
It just it doesn't ever feel like totally natural,
Yeah.
with the WASD controls and stuff.
Especially if you're trying, because I think you can like go prone, you can lean and still move at the same time, but like your hands, like you're running out.
Yeah,
of
like
fingers at that
I would be
time.
like I'd hold lean and I'd be like inching, so I'd
Yeah.
like just get that like centimeter
Yeah, the
or less of
single
space,
pixel.
so like I
Yeah.
could like not get caught immediately by the machine gunners and still take them out with my sniper rifle.
I found that the machine gunners, like, that was something you mentioned you had a lot of trouble with it. I just lob grenades at them half the time.
I never thought to
I
do
almost
that.
was
never
just, like,
used grenades.
I'd notice them, they're shooting at me, I'd fucking get behind cover, and then I just pop up, grenade, back down.
I felt so much adrenaline that I was gripping my keyboard and like I did not, I didn't feel like I had time to lob a grenade. I was like, I just have to keep shooting.
It's also, I mean, it probably speaks to the fact that this is the only Call of Duty game that you guys have played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas I haven't played all of them, but I played up until, I think, Black Ops 2 or something like that.
I think
Just play that with my
at
younger
your house in high school, I think you guys sat me down and I believe I played some zombies. I think it was Modern Warfare 2.
you
Probably
might have
actually
played
it was probably the
zombies.
first one, but like
Yeah.
I did a couple rounds. So that's my only experience with it. I've never played or owned a Call of Duty game. I like the combat. There were some moments there was a lot of difficulty in this game for sure. But again, it's like you can't be mad that you ran in and got blasted by a guy. You got to be ready for a guy to blast you. You're a human.
Yeah, sometimes guys are going to blast you. You, know?
You never know when you're gonna get blasted by a guy.
You can't barge
He
into
might be-
rooms full of guys.
He might be in the corner to the left. You don't know.
I
But
often had my grenades pop back at me.
They'd
Yeah.
throw them back at you, or they'd
No, like
ricochet?
I'd like
you'd
I'd be going to throw into a room and it would just like hit like the archway.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and, like
Oh,
and
yeah.
it'd be like, oh, I went just that much too high, and just like dunk, dunk,
Yeah.
dunk, and come back at me. And then
like
like
the frame of the window and it comes right
Fuck,
back
the,
at you.
Yeah.
the proximity of the explosion is like way bigger than in a lot of games.
I had a hard
Yeah.
time figuring that out intuitively, and the grenades. Gonna have to cut out some silence right here.
No, I will in fact amplify the silence.
Okay. The grenades they had a longer delay than I'm used to in games. I feel like games now they maybe they land, it's a second and then they explode.
Yeah.
But there's like
Well,
so
you
but
could
this
also
game.
you can cook the grenades like you can in a lot of
Can you lead them?
FPSs
Like where you just hold them?
where you can hold on to them
Like
for a minute.
pull the pin, you hold it.
Like when you hold on to it, if you hold on to it for a second and then you throw it, it'll explode.
I don't think I was
slightly
aware of
faster.
that.
Oh yeah.
That's just something that I did intuitively. You know what I mean? Because that's something I'm used to in a lot of FPSs.
How do you know what the timer is? Timer.
I don't know.
You just
What's the
intuitively
timer?
get it?
I would just hold it for like it takes a while, so you just like
Yeah.
would hold
Yeah,
it
it
for
takes
an
like
extra
5 or 6
second.
seconds.
I would just hold it for an extra second and then throw it.
We're about to get into it, but there is that intro tutorial that I thought was pretty helpful.
Yeah, so let us get into that. So the game does open up with a boot camp scenario. This is something that like I kind of miss about modern FPS games. Like there's a
Yeah.
very similar one in all the Half-Life games.
Yeah,
you
and,
know.
you guys. I know you've played it, but did you play any of the Army of Two games?
No.
Each one of those opens up.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
It opens up with you going through like a boot camp
Yeah,
training kind of
that
thing.
was cool.
And
Yeah.
It was always really fun.
God damn, I got to replay at least the first one again.
Normally on this show, you know, we do kind of deep dives into the lore and story and everything. And here, I found it like actually very difficult to follow the story, even
Yeah.
though there is story. Like you have
Sure.
journal entries in between every mission,
Yep.
or at the beginning of every campaign, there's like a sort of like narrative
Briefing.
voice. What?
Like a briefing.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Like-
there's also what Matt was going to say.
Like a narrative voiceover that kind of gives like a full like sort of like this is a pretty large amount of context of like how the battles have been going and where we're at in the war. Like, you know, aside from like just the straight up mission briefing, which you do get, you also get like a little like mini history lesson
Yeah.
at the beginning of
skip
every
those on
campaign.
accident?
There's historical footage.
Did you click A for
I
each
only
one of those?
remember the ending one.
I remember
No,
there was
I-
one
that
at the
was-
beginning of each.
I
Some
was
of them were
not-
black and white, you know what I mean? And they were always, they were, like you said, there was actual like footage, you know what I mean? Historical footage from shit. And it was fucking...
I
So-
only remember the last one. but-
I'm looking at callofduty.fandom.com here.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Because normally I make pretty intense notes, but I had a hard time following this one. So the American campaign begins with Private Martin, who's a member of the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment. So you start out doing your training with Sergeant Moody.
I remember Sergeant Moody. Did you guys accidentally shoot him in the tower at any point?
No.
I didn't know they would let you.
like Private Pile.
I
you just
tried
blasted
to
him?
shoot somebody by accident. They're like, friendly fire will not be tolerated, and started me over.
Yeah, that's what
I
did.
lost the
That's
mission.
what happened to me as well.
You can shoot your buddies a lot. It's only once like
yeah,
you do
we'll get into it, but I did that quite a bit on accident.
Yeah,
Like so
it's-
they pop out from behind.
Well,
the wall
yeah,
or whatever, you're
sometimes
like,
I didn't know who was who because the uniforms weren't always clear to me.
They're all just
Yeah.
kind of
who
like
was who.
Gray or dark green.
Yes.
those are easy.
Yeah.
Those are easy to confuse, and their names don't pop up immediately.
not always. No,
You have to,
and
like-
sometimes the names
You have to actually be like,
You have to like,
Directly on
hold
them.
a reticle on them.
Yeah.
and the names are different colors sometimes too. Sometimes they're red, and it'll
Yeah.
say like gunnery
because
sergeant.
it's for their health.
That means that
Oh,
they're
really?
dying,
That's
yeah.
their
They're
status?
green, yellow, or red.
But in the moment, if you see red, you're dude, back guy. Unload an entire clip. On your,
naming enemies.
yeah, you load an entire clip on your captain. He hates it.
The first mission occurs toward midnight on June 5th of 1944, and you're all going to do a airdrop into. You're going into France.
Yeah.
You're all a bunch of paratroopers.
Yeah.
You're like
Airdrop.
the forward mission for D-Day.
Okay, you're gonna airdrop some funny pictures to people's iPhones in the
At the
cafeteria,
concert, yeah.
in the mall, and film them and see.
So basically, what happens is the airdrop doesn't go right. People get scattered everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like this mix of guys from different
Platoons.
companies, various platoons. I don't know what the word is.
Matt's cat's losing his mind off
He
camera.
just sat on his toy and then was like, "What's under my butt? What is that?"
fuck?
So you get this like mixed unit, and like I don't know. I really liked when you were like going through and you'd see like other paratroopers just like
Dead.
hung in the trees basically
Yeah,
because they
fucked
landed
up.
bad.
Well, there's the one you find. You're like one of the first people you find, if I remember right, is like your dead sergeant who you were supposed to meet up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like hanging from a tree in his in his fucking.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Which from like I remember seeing like actual war stuff that I've seen, like that is a thing that obviously happened. Like they'd have failed
They show
parachutes.
they show it in the footage in the game.
Oh really? Damn. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
You skipped over.
Why the I don't think I skipped it. I think I just totally blanked it out.
Could have, yeah.
I mean, I was so disturbed. But
I accidentally skipped the Soviet one and then like reloaded because I
yeah.
just like hit A trying to get through the load screen, thinking another like Dwight Eisenhower fucking quote was gonna come up or something.
because you
you
do
know
have
what I
to
mean?
start mission, like press A to start
So I
mission.
just like
after it
smashed A and I
loads.
was like, oh fuck, I skipped.
Wait,
it.
were you guys playing with the controller?
No.
I keep saying smashed A. I'm sorry. Click the mouse.
Oh.
I don't think it had controller support.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think I think you can get it modded in or something. I feel like I looked it up briefly. I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
It worked well on the mouse and keyboard. I
Yeah.
felt like it helped especially with like a lot of the sniping. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah, the sniping was so good. This first mission is also where I discovered that like you don't need to explore really. You might
Yeah.
go off the beaten path a little bit to grab a health pack, but it's
Yeah.
like I went up to a door and tried to open it, and they're like, "You will never need to open closed doors." Like there was a pop up that said that, and
Yeah.
I was like, in one sense, I'm like, all right, because it was I had just started the game. I was like, that's kind of simplistic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't
Yeah.
need to go in a closed door. Like, what would I do? Like, walk around and fucking, I don't know, do anything? Like,
Yeah.
if I needed to be in a building, I would get in the building.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, it kind of touches back also to like the realism to a degree, where it's like if you're really in the middle of war, you're going to be like, well, let me see if there's more stuff in this house. I know this
Yeah.
guy's shooting at us from outside the house right now.
Frank, we need you over here, goddammit!
Well,
It depends if you're, like, trying to loot and...
Yeah.
Matt? No.
I mean,
I did think it was really
But
cool.
after everybody's dead.
Well, yeah,
You know
that's
what I
right.
mean?
You're right.
You don't loot mid.
well, coming
maybe
hot-
you do. I've never been in war.
Coming in hot off the heels of the games, other games that we played for. Yeah, I've played like all the Remedy games and Quantum Break and Max Payne. There's like it encourages exploration, so you can find health packs occasionally. But yeah, there's no like
Ammo maybe.
There's
you
no
know?
yeah,
supplemental
even the ammo
pieces.
caches are usually pretty out in the open.
Yeah.
They're kind of like right along the beaten path. They're
Yeah.
not off the beaten path. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and,
there's no supplemental stuff, but yeah, it was whatever.
and you sometimes have a couple objectives. Usually the objective is kill all these guys and move to the next point.
Yeah.
But every once in a while it's like blow this up or grab these documents. So
Yeah.
you do sometimes need to like look around a little bit, but not
Rescue this
not
POW.
much. So real quick, so the second mission you go through, you're trying to take down a few of the anti-aircraft tanks. Third mission is when you manage to hold the town until early morning.
That one was like the first one that was kind of rough.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, like so much at the beginning of this game for me was just literally like I have so much adrenaline I can't
'Cause
remember what's happening.
I believe it's the third mission into the fourth mission that gave me the most trouble.
So fourth mission is where you're in the car at that point.
Oh, okay. What is it? I thought I must have confused it. Maybe the third mission covers when is that when you're in the church?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's the mission that gave me the most trouble at first. Was the church mission where you're
That
in the
one was
church and
hard
you
as
have to
shit.
get
That was pretty difficult.
you get
Yeah.
the Panzerfaust first. You encounter like your first tanks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That one I remember getting very lost in, and like, then I was like, oh, I got a radar.
Well, yeah. It's also it seems like that's one of the first times where it's like you're not. Before that, like when you're running up to the buildings and stuff like that, when you go through like the rows of dead cows, you know what I mean, and you're like
Yeah.
going prone behind the dead
Yeah.
cows as mortars are going off.
You're running
That's
up that hill.
You're running up that hill. Fucking kill me. But you're running up that hill, and you know where the enemies are. You know what I mean? There's really one direction they're coming from. They're in front of you.
Yeah.
But this was the first mission where it was like they're coming from several different angles.
And that
There's
happens
a tank
a
coming
lot.
from here, and then they're like, yeah, you're generally surrounded. You're behind
Yeah.
enemy lines. And it's like, it's just kind of that adds to the panic where
I'm
you're
like,
like, oh, fuck,
there's-
this guy's shooting me, but I also can see 3 guys right here.
Yeah. So many times that I'm like, oh, there's a gunshot from the right, so I'll peek around the corner, and then I get hit in the head, back of the head. I'm like, oh shit! So I turn around, and there's an entire force over there.
Yeah.
Everything in the car, super badass. Totally works.
Really cool car scene.
Really love it. I love how you're like able to shoot at guys, but sometimes it's like you're driving past them. If you didn't hit them, you didn't hit them, and
You
like
didn't hit 'em.
Yeah.
it's not
They might
a
hit you,
huge
though.
deal, but they might get you.
Yeah.
It's like there's a little bit of degree of chance there.
I did get. I had a horrible death because of that similar style thing later on that I'll talk about when we get there.
There is a more difficult car mission later.
That one's yeah.
That one was, I would say, my most F7s.
Yeah,
Quick reload, quick reload.
so in the 5th mission is where you assault the manor, the Breakcourt Manor. I don't know how to say this.
This kind of gave me like old school Wolfenstein vibes.
Yeah,
oh, going
totally.
inside, that was badass. Yeah, there's like golden eagles and shit.
Yeah, and so after that mission, you'll find out that you'll be detached from the 101st Airborne Division for special missions behind enemy lines due to your outstanding performance. They're like, we're promoting you. You're gonna do way more dangerous shit.
Yeah, it's like, you're the only guy that survived from your entire platoon. Good job, buddy. You get to go to a more dangerous.
So
I remember I read that. I was like, fuck.
I want to go home.
So
Yeah.
now we moved up to August 7th. We're still in the year of 1944. And this is where you need to go into the chateau in the Bavarian Alps of Germany to rescue Major Ingram and Captain Price. And
This
you also
was
need to
sick.
find some documents and shit.
Yeah, this was cool.
This one, I think I was mistaken the last one also, but this one gave even more hardcore Wolfenstein vibes.
Oh yeah, big time.
Castle Wolfenstein.
This is a great mission. This is like, I mean, I know we're not like really getting too deep into the specifics here, but I mean, mostly it is like walk around a building and shoot guys. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But great level design. I really enjoyed this whole thing, and it's one of those missions where you have to go all the way deep into like the heart of the building. You find that Major Ingram, I should say. I was gonna say Captain Morgan. Major Ingram has been moved. So like you're like, oh, I know where he is, but you find Captain Price first, and he's the the British guy with the big mustache.
That's right.
He's like a continuing. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense he's like an immortal being.
Well,
because he's in like every war.
It's his
and
ancestors.
yeah.
Every Call of
Oh,
Duty.
They just all look and sound the same.
Oh,
yeah, they all
okay.
have the same mutton stash, you know, and
Yeah.
everything going on.
I hadn't even thought of because I heard that he's in every game, quote unquote, and I was like, oh, cool. But then I hadn't thought wars happen over hundreds of years.
Yeah, like they have Vietnam games, they have This is a World War II game. Like,
Yeah.
If you look them up on the wiki, they do explain how like who is who in the
okay.
lineage.
there you go.
Because something I mentioned earlier is there's like wiki entries for almost every guy in the game.
Yeah.
But another thing the game does, which wasn't immediately clear to me, is that when you lose allies, they respawn under different names.
Oh,
So you'll
okay.
never be like entirely void of.
Any assistance.
A squad. Okay.
Yeah, like your squad, like they do sometimes like front load like a mission with like 8 guys and like
Yeah.
6 of them die right away. And
Yeah.
it's like that is kind of like intentional. You know, but you'll never go below a certain like
I did
threshold
notice
number.
that because it's like I felt like I'd often see them dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they'd be around.
But then they'd still be around. And I'm
They'd
like,
be around
okay.
under a new name. You
Okay.
probably just weren't, you
I
know,
wasn't paying attention. I didn't
because
remember.
it's hard to remember the names.
It's like you said, other than Captain Price, I don't think I really remembered anybody else's
No,
name.
the only guy I like distinctly remember is that the first guy that's training you, and that's only because he's voiced by Steve Blum, who voices Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop, and I think he does the voice of the guy from Toonami, Tom.
Oh,
The robot, yeah.
I
He's a very huge. Those aren't his only two things. He's a very tremendous voice actor.
that's all he's done.
downloaded the Modern Warfare remaster and I played through the first mission.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you play under a soldier's under Captain Price, and he's very front and center in that mission. He's like right up in your face. And I was like, when I got to Captain Price in this game, I was like, what?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did he look like he was like 80 or 90 years old? Maybe 130?
No, he looked as if he had some sort of like, he had like a talisman like on his chest. It was like glowing.
Okay.
And his eyes were very fucked up, like as if there was like some sort of like otherworldly power fueling his very existence.
He was
Interesting.
carrying around this painting that was covered by a like, kind of a rug. You know what I mean? They wouldn't let anyone look at it.
It's a Dorian Gray joke.
Yeah. It's a deep cut.
I don't know a lot of porn stars. What's the next mission?
I've seen League of Extraordinary Gentlemen though.
Is that the Turtle Club one?
No, that's the fucking
Dana Carvey?
It's a Sean Connery movie that like didn't do well.
Oh, okay. No, I think I thought that I wanted to. I thought it looked cool when I
It
was a
was
child.
fucking really cool when you were 10.
Okay. I can still like things that I would have liked when I was 10.
The next mission has you rescuing Ingram from Dulag 3A, which is outside of Strasshof, Austria, which is not a country, but it was part of Germany during that time,
Okay.
is what the wiki says here. But this is the time mission where I think you have like 10 minutes to go in, get them, and then return to the truck.
It starts with like your first shot you fire starts the timer.
Right. I didn't think that was
Yeah.
going to be so literal.
Yeah, it's literally like you.
Because I think he does. He goes, "We got about 10 minutes from the first shot you fire," and it's like, okay. Oh,
You have like a
Literally.
You have like a. Is it a sniper? I can
Yeah.
never tell. Like,
well, you have like generally in most missions you have like
it's a scope.
a semi-automatic like the Kar 96 or the M1 Garand, which is just like a rifle. Sometimes they're scoped, sometimes they're not. And then you have like a machine gun as like your secondary weapon.
did y'all ever use the handgun?
A
No.
few times.
Like, it's so weak.
I
never-
only did
I
it
never
a few
got down
times,
to
but
it.
only because I like accidentally clicked that switching back from a grenade.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
trying to switch to another gun, and I was just like, "Fuck it."
One
You
or
know
two
what I mean?
times, I was like, oh, let me just try to take this guy out. And I was
Yeah.
like, it was like 6 shots. I was like, what? I can't, I don't have time to do this.
Yeah,
when I
and
could
you only
like,
have 9 shots in your
Yeah.
clip, so it's like
Wow.
you can't.
Yeah, no, I never use. Like, if I ran out of ammo, I would just run back and find a dead body. Like, like I'm not using the pistol.
But this was a really cool mission. There was like this was one of the ones that felt kind of labyrinthian, like you said.
Yeah.
Whereas like you're
Yeah.
kind of
When you're
running
in that camp?
from barracks to barracks. You know what I mean? In the
Yeah.
camp. And
This
the
was-
fucking the
oh.
car comes like crashing through the fucking gate.
I had
Yeah.
I'm not good at video games, but I had so much momentum. I was doing all right, fellas, and I was just like, anytime they pop out, kill them. They pop out of that, kill them. I'd like know they're around the corner. I'd like shoot them. Really cool. I was like cutting through butter on this mission. It was really badass.
Hot knife through butter.
Hot knife. Scalding knife.
I also like that despite this game's like simplicity, you know, being a 20-year-old game and everything, it really did like cats are interrupting me. It really did do a lot to diversify the objectives and like the style and feel of each mission to
Yeah.
the point where like not really did I ever think there was like anything I was like, oh cool, I'm fucking doing this again,
Yeah,
or
right,
like
I gotta
I'm
do
going through these same corridors. Like
Yeah.
even if it was like just like
Go
get
kill
from
the
point A to
guys.
point B, the feel of the mission was always
The level design was really really
yeah.
good.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you had these like a timed objective where you're like, that only happens once, I think, where you have a time limit. There's times where
You have to like hold an area for a
right,
period of time.
yeah, which
Yeah.
isn't the same thing
Fuck
because
me.
like
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
kind of in reverse. It's like last for 3 minutes, and it's like a do not come challenge.
I was gonna say, that's about a minute and a half longer than.
Like, yeah, goddamn, that's rough.
minutes.
But there's not a lot where it's like get to your figure and back before the timer runs out. Like that, I think that's the only time this happens, and it
Try
was
not
a
to be-
cool
I
believe
thing.
so.
Killed by Germans.
They did
challenge.
a really good job because even in like modern games, you know what I mean. People talk like you know what I mean. You always hear the classic trope when people are complaining about like Grand Theft Auto games or like Red Dead Redemption games. There's always like the
escort mission.
escort mission,
Go kill the guy.
here, come back, then go back here again. You know what I mean? Like all that. Like people hate that. I hate that.
Retrieval.
That's boring as hell. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
nice to see like a 20-year-old game have I don't know how many missions are in this game, like 16 or something like that.
I
30?
think there's 9 in the first one. No, there's There's 9. There's 9 in the American campaign. There's 6 in the British, and there's 9 in the Soviet.
I was so goddamn
Okay, so we're
close.
looking at 23.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's 23 missions, and like none of them feel like a repeat. You know what I mean? None of them feel boring. None of the
Yeah, that's what I
objectives-
was trying to say.
Yeah.
Basically,
No, I
It's
agree,
just
but
like
I'm just
there's
like, it's impressive.
It's crazy. That,
And there like wasn't really any reused. Like there's like certain areas that were the same, but not like you don't go through the same place
right.
more than once. Here- Meow.
Yeah, similar. Another game that like is from around this time that I'd love for you guys to play is Soldier of Fortune, which is like a
Oh, yeah, I've watched
super
it.
solid FPS game from around the same time. One complaint is that like by the end of the game, you're like, damn, like this mission feels kind of samey.
Yeah.
And it's
And
it's
he
like
keeps
it is like
saying
an
the same
8 or
thing,
9
"I'll
out of
fuck
10.
you. I'll fuck you in your ass, you fucking...
Oh yeah.
Isn't that game?
No,
No.
No?
That's
Okay.
yeah.
that's a slightly newer game.
Okay.
If it's what I'm thinking of, it's the one with like the guy, like the real guy who.
He's like voiced by Mickey Rourke.
I'm gonna fuck your mother in the ass, and then I'm gonna chop her fucking head off, okay?
Rogue Warrior.
Rogue Warrior is what I'm thinking of.
So Rogue Warrior is a game that I've tried to play because it looks hilarious and badass as hell.
Yeah.
It's broken. It's straight up broken. I could not get it to work. Like this, the stuttering and the frame rate was like literally unplayable. And it works on some older hardware. Sometimes it seems there's no support for it. You can get it on Steam. I refunded it. It's one of like the 2 games I've refunded on
Wow.
Steam.
But yeah, the guy says stuff like, "I'll rip your fucking balls off and put them in your mother's ears so she can hear how much of a pussy her father."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soldier of
Baby
Fortune's
cum
like
was,
like that if it weren't like extreme edgelord shit. But it is
Yeah.
still pretty edgy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of the most violent fucking games I've ever seen. But that's my one complaint with that game is that like there was a couple missions just kind of like felt a little samey. It's like, man, I'm going through the same kind of environment. Or the thing I fucking hate is when it's like part 2 of the mission and it's like the same
Yeah.
map and you just gotta go through there longer.
There's a ton of part 2s in this, but it was always like, "This is the driving section. You're driving now."
Yeah.
It's
Or
they
like,
did that
"You're
kind
in
of
a
with
fucking
like
tank."
with the church, where it was like you invaded it in the nighttime, you got to the church, and then you had to hold it during the daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even on this last mission here where you're saving Ingram, you do need to like go down to his cell and then get back out. Mm-hmm. And the same thing happens when you rescue Price, I think, too.
Yeah.
But like they mix it up enough with like the route you take and the enemy placement that like
Yeah.
going through the same map like 5 minutes after you just went through it still feels fresh.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, this one wasn't like the Price one. I think was a little bit better because I think on your way back, you like some Germans burst through a door
Yep.
and then you find like that eagle or whatever, and you open the fireplace
That was
and like
cool.
fucking
Yeah.
There's that, but like you do kind of in this one, they put the enemies in different spots and stuff like that, like you said, and it does like you're not like, oh fuck, I just did this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in the final mission, Private Martin's unit is northeast of Bastogne, Belgium. Bastogne.
Bastion.
It's the 15th of January, 1945. So it's interesting to think like this guy's been in this for 6 months at this point, pretty much. The unit, you clear out 2 bunkers, you take documents from there, and after acquiring the documents, 2 tanks come over a ridge and are accompanied by numerous soldiers. And so this is one that we were talking about where you're basically
bridge.
like the player has to use Flak 88s and Panzerfausts in an effort to take out the tanks. After this is over, the American campaign ends with Foley congratulating Martin on his actions, in the end stating, "I can hardly believe it's over." So this is the one, right? Is this or is that the British one where you have to hold the bridge?
I don't believe it's the British one. I believe it's in the American campaign because this is another one where you have to. You're on the wiki there. Does it say you have to hold the bridge for like 5 minutes? Or
It
whatever?
doesn't say that.
No,
Then this might be
it might be the
the
British campaign that I'm thinking.
yeah.
of,
Then
the
this
flag
might be
campaign.
the one where you just have to you're on the truck. You cross just a wooden bridge or whatever.
It says I'm saying ridge. I'm not saying bridge.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
2 tanks come over a ridge, mysteriously out of a minefield. It says here.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's a separate points. Misunderstood.
Yeah, my memory of this one though is it's basically just like a fucking like long intense battle, and then like you win, and it's like I was like, oh, I guess that's the end of the American campaign. The pacing of the game is so rapid. Mm-hmm. You're just kind of like going from place to place to place. I didn't like expect there to be like another campaign where I'm a different soldier in a different place, and
Yeah.
for it to like just like
Just
start.
drop you in.
Yeah,
Snap right
I
into
thought
it,
there was gonna be
yeah.
a little more of a I don't know what I was expecting.
Something to tie in the two stories, maybe,
Yeah.
or something like maybe you meet up with some British troops and then you
Yeah,
take control
there's
of
like
one
a-
of them. But
And you
instead-
do kind of meet up. Well, the one link is that Captain Price is now in these British missions.
Yes.
To begin with, and he doesn't last for very long.
Rip.
But even that was kind of unclear to me. I was like, is it before he was captured,
right.
or did we rescue him and then just send him right back in?
Yeah, just throw him back in, buddy.
I don't know. I'm sure you sent him right back in.
At least with some of the larger lore, like I do believe it said like all of these battles like actually took place. They're just like your character, and like the stuff that you did may or may not have actually happened. So like this is based on true shit, real battles.
Yeah.
Which so it's like if we don't have the lore, if we don't remember the lore, well it's world history. So just go check it out.
Go watch Band of Brothers.
It's 100% into historically accurate. Private Winters, get out of here with your spider
My
socks.
knees hurt.
You're jacking off recently?
Yeah, that's the issue. I've been coming hard.
So that last mission is where you're out in the snow and there's little bunkers and it's basically just like a battle. It's not as memorable as the final missions of either of the other campaigns out there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like we
Yeah.
just actually looked up the video of it to be like, oh yeah, this is it. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah.
And even still,
That
I
was
was
fucking
recognize
hard.
the area, but I still don't really like remember a lot of the combat. None of it really stood out to
Yeah.
me from that part.
even I was just like, oh, that's that mission, right? And then we were like, no, actually, you're thinking of another one. I'm like, fuck me.
So that brings us to the British campaign.
Oi, mate!
The first mission of the British campaign has Sergeant Evans. And
Evans!
and a unit from the 2nd Oxford and Bucks of the 6th Airborne Division take part in Operation Tonga.
Tonga!
Just after
Ain't you
midnight,
got a dog named Tonga?
just after midnight on June 6th of 1944, the unit is dropped alongside the Caen Canal near Pegasus Bridge. And I don't know how to say any of these fucking words.
I don't know. I know like a little bit of Spanish and some Japanese. I don't know how to say any of the shit that we saw in this game.
So this is where the game was pretty fucking hard. Like I thought there was like a
stepped
pretty
it up.
big like difficulty increase here because
I was worried that it was going to only get hard, like stay
And
at
it
that level and
kinda
get harder.
does.
It did
get
to a
harder.
degree,
Yeah.
but it's like not at
get
this
breaks, though.
same rate.
Yeah.
Like this was a big jump. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
thought like each campaign was going to be this difficulty spike, and that it was like,
I'm like, I'm not going to be able to
yeah,
beat
it's
this
like
game.
I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
gonna finish this game
I felt that way at some points.
ever.
So Captain Price is with you. He participates in this and a few other missions going forward before he meets an untimely demise. But so in this first mission, the Brit campaign, this is where you capture the bridge, and the next mission is where you defend the bridge.
Fuck
and
that
so
one.
you have to hold the bridge until reinforcements from the 7th Parachute Battalion arrive. So basically, there's a large bridge, and then there's like a
Large
little dome where you have like a machine gun and like the little I don't know what these things are called.
They're called pillboxes.
They're called pillboxes.
Where the
So-
machine guns are, where there's
yeah,
just like the
there's a
slit.
little lookout slit,
Yeah.
and
Like
you can
a-
just
made
fire.
of
But
concrete.
then you'll have your your commanding officer be like, Evans, tanks
Oi.
coming in from the northeast, and you got like, there's you see on your compass where, but sometimes he's like, tanks are coming in. Did you sometimes go like, where's the fucking tank? I don't see
Yeah.
it. I feel like they call it like sometimes like a full minute before it was even visible.
Sometimes they gave you a big heads up, but I think it's about where you're at because we talked about it beforehand, but you guys didn't
because-
even use the flak gun.
No,
to
so you
get
can
through
use a
any of
flak
this.
I
gun,
used
or
it,
you
yeah.
can
I
use
used
the
it, yeah.
the Panzerfaust, which are basically just like it's like a handheld missile.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, you can do a combo of both also, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I
you
was
can mix
doing.
it up. I kept hopping out of the flak cannon to shoot down, like, the just on-foot enemies.
Yeah.
And then get back in the flak cannon, because it turns so slowly
It does.
that, like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's really laborious.
It'll
to, like-
kill a tank, but you're such a big target.
Yeah.
If they get you once, you're done.
But you're also totally shielded from one side, which was cool. But anyways, what I was trying to say, it was when they were coming from, like, behind the building
Yep.
in the field, that's when you couldn't notice them. But
Yeah.
if you went out into the field, you could see them coming from before. But
I
normally
never-
you have
never got
so
out
much, you know what I mean? Like, you have so many people firing at you, and
Yeah.
you don't want to leave, like, your safety of your
So-
bunker or the thing.
And was it the beginning of this mission or the end of the previous one where you have that? You have a long you have like a long gun battle with just like an endless horde of Germans that keep coming in from like every direction.
Yeah, that's the start of this because you have
That's the start of this
you have
one?
to take the bridge.
Yeah,
and then
That's
you
like
have
the
bridge.
that's the end of the previous mission.
Okay,
yeah.
that took me
because
forever.
it's like part
That was
1
hard.
and 2 basically.
It's in the same location.
Okay,
Yeah, that was really rough.
And then
Yeah,
you
but
jump
that's
right
when
into this mission.
You can be in the pillbox in that one though, and you're mostly just gunning people down. Occasionally, you do have to kind of run, and you know what I mean.
So like right there on the far end of the bridge, there's like a cache of like ammo and health. Mm-hmm. Like twice, I had to like cross the bridge, grab some health, and like come back over
Yeah.
because like
Shit,
it'd be like I didn't know the flat cannon was an option. I think I just like had only seen those in the game up until this point as like an enemy thing where it's
Yeah.
like blow up those cannons.
Well, I think it's like the objective and part of it is like get back across the bridge with this guy, and he's gonna fix up the flat cannon for you. Or
I think you're right. Yeah,
That
And
wasn't
then he's like,
that wasn't anything I.
that wasn't in my game. He says, "Oh, bloody fucking
That's in the
hell,
first
Evans."
mission. That's in part 1.
Yes, that's in part 1. So then in part 2, I just went back to it.
I didn't think about that at all.
Oh, okay.
I,
I think
I was
this
like,
is-
I thought we were just doing that for other soldiers to man it. You know what I mean? I didn't think like that's for me.
Right.
But so I kept going back to get the missiles, the Panzerfaust missiles. I don't think they're missiles, but you know whatever they are, they're just like
They're
anti-tank.
just RPG, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're anti-tank
Oh,
grenades or
there's
something.
a
God
there's a
only
little
knows.
bug flying around my face.
I put it there. They like I would like step out of the pillbox and then there'd be my men all around me, and still some guy would just come over and be like, just right at me. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? I can't even fucking cross out. Like
your guys are not helpful at all
That-
in this segment.
They didn't
least
seem-
helpful guys
and
at
that's
this point.
that's
Yeah.
what I think like made it feel so difficult to me. Like that's what felt like the biggest difficulty spike is like through the American campaign, through the first half of it, you're really being
Your
carried
boys
by
are
your
really
allies.
helping you. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
and
like-
in this
there
one
are
they're
moments-
useless.
There,
They're
were,
kinda
there were
like-
moments in like the first probably 3 or 4 missions where like I didn't kill anybody.
No,
Oh,
they
sure.
would like rush
Yeah.
a doorway before I
Yeah.
could even get in.
I'm like, oh okay guys. thanks,
your
you know
goal
what I mean?
was just
But-
like just keep up.
Yeah.
Like we got it. And
But now
then-
it's like you have to protect these people. Kind of.
Yeah, it's
Like, you're the super soldier.
It's perfect that you said that because I feel like this mission might have been the birth of. Do you guys remember the meme from? It was either Modern Warfare 1 or 2, where it was like you play as a character named Ramirez, and it's just like Ramirez fight the entirety of the Iraqi war. Like and that was like your mission objective.
Right, that's funny because like,
Like
you know,
solo.
in Medal of Honor, it is much more solo based. And in Call of Duty, they were like, let's make it
Squad-based.
squad based because it's like more realistic that way.
I
Yeah.
remember they not to like
And it's a delicate balance, but
they
still.
nailed it in Call of Duty 3 really with the squad stuff because
Yeah.
they give you more. I think there's a couple things you can vaguely
Like
do.
commands?
Commands, yeah, but you have actual like you have a command wheel you can bring up.
Cool.
You can tell them
Right.
to do things. You control your squad.
Like Republic Commando.
I don't have the exact time. I think it's 3 to 5 minutes you have to hold the bridge.
I think it's 5.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 minutes. I,
remember
a
being
distinct
like-
memory because I think there's a later point where it's 3 minutes you have to hold the area.
Right.
I remember getting piss pounded and looking at the timer, being like, "Fuck, that's so long."
I had way too much difficulty with this, mostly because I didn't know about the flat cannon, and then I did eventually remember there was a health cache around the other way on the other end of the bridge.
Yeah.
But just like at the second I hopped out of the pillbox ever, because the pillbox is where most of the Panzerfausts are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second I hop out, I'm just getting wrecked by guys. Like I don't even have time to aim at them.
No. It
There's,
was like this wasn't the most times that I had to like reload, you know what I mean?
But
This
this
is a
is my-
mission that's coming up.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like I kept dying very specifically. Like I'd get through like the first 3 or 4 tanks, and then like the guys would start coming from like there's kind of barricades to the right. They'd start coming from there, and they'd always kill me in the flat cannon every time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like my allies would like come up. Sometimes you'd see like Captain Price would come over there. You know what I mean? And like he'd be behind a wall, not killing anybody.
No.
And I'd
just
have to
chilling.
get out and like murder them. And then there's another tank from the north. I get in the flat cannon. It blows me up.
And I found with the only critique I have of the enemy AI is that they do always know where you are, which I don't think is that bad, because like in a static environment like that, like I knew where all the guys were. You'd see them shoot once, and they'd usually stay in that position. You'd be like, oh, there's a guy there, there's a guy there. You can map it out. But what I didn't like is that if there's a guy on a machine gun shooting in a different direction, once you pop your head out, he will turn it over to you. Like
Oh, yeah, they immediately refocus their like specifically the machine gunners will
Yeah.
immediately refocus their attention onto
Directly to you,
even
and-
if they've been shooting at your allies for the past like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I understand it's a game. You got to balance the difficulty, but that frustrated me. And this section was hard. I found myself bouncing, like you said, between the handheld rocket, the flat gun, the Panzer Faust. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Panzer
Okay,
Faust is the
and the mounted machine gun, just trying to kill all these guys before they got us. But that was intense. I didn't think I was going to be able to beat it.
Just almost went in your mouth. I watched it almost.
But you
fly.
did.
Afraid it was going to.
So this next mission gave me huge GoldenEye vibes. I don't know if you remember this. This is where you go into the dam by yourself.
Yes.
This
Oh, I
ga-
love
yeah.
this one. This
It's
one
a
was
great
really
mission.
fun.
Started
and the
off
thing
so
is-
good. I had such a bad time with it because I made a mistake, but we'll get there.
What was the mistake?
So the goal of the mission is you start on the top of a dam, just like that scene in GoldenEye, like towards the beginning of GoldenEye where he does the cool jump off at the end of the mission.
Yeah, you need to destroy the anti-aircraft guns, then also destroy the generators in,
That's
in the
right.
dam.
That's what it was. Yeah.
You start at the top of the dam, you got to work all the way across it, go down into the guts, and then you come outside and there's a little field kind of area with a waterfall
Yeah.
from the dam.
Little beach.
And that's where the anti-air guns are. You just have to,
Maybe it's a goddamn.
and then you just throw a bomb on each of them, and then they blow up, and whatever you leave. I missed one. Oh, I fucking
So you had
missed
to go
one.
all the way back?
Yes, but the entire time this mission happens, there's an alarm similar to the one that we were just hearing in real life for most of this video. And
Yeah, that was brutal.
what the alarm
The alarm in
in
this
mission?
level.
Yeah, thank God.
The entire.
Yeah.
The entire.
It was really grating. Yeah, he can't stop.
I'm only gonna stop because I might cough.
Okay. It was very grating. See, oh God, it's still there. So yeah, I goofed up. I missed one. But when you get to the bottom after clearing it out, you have to go back the same path to get up to an escape car at the top of the dam. So what I did is I went all the way down, thought I got all the anti-air things, but I missed one, and then a bunch of guys respawn, so I had to kill all those guys and made up my way all the way back up to the top, and then I realized my objective thing was you missed one, and I was like, oh fuck. So I had to go all the way back down, and there was a couple guys that I still missed, and I was had no health. So I died a couple times, and it kept resetting me to being at the bottom the first time. So I could get the one that I missed, but I had to work all the way back through it. It took me about 2 hours to do this.
Jesus.
The kicker.
Christ. I was like, you can save and load.
I don't think you could quick save in this game.
I didn't
You
think
can't.
so
You
either.
can just pause and hit save.
Yeah, but I thought it just saved you.
I
to
did,
your
I did
most
not.
recent-
I thought you could only go from checkpoints.
I thought it was
Nope.
checkpoint based. Really?
save
At any
and you
moment?
Hey, you can quick load.
So here, no.
Yeah, you can just pause and go to load and hit load,
I thought it was just checkpoint based.
and then
though.
you can select whatever save file you had.
But it is like a quick save where it's wherever you save, that's
Yeah,
where
It's
you.
a snapshot.
That's where
I
you
did
are.
not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I really thought this was purely checkpoint based.
Yeah.
No, that sucks.
The worst
I'm
part
so
was
sorry.
though. Yeah.
That's
it was-
horrible.
I would have gotten through some of these missions a lot faster if I had
I
save
definitely-
scum.
Yeah.
I'll tell you on the truck one, I definitely save scummed.
I did not
I
save
wish I
scum
had.
at all.
So
and
what?
it still took me 30 tries for the fucking.
Yeah. But what happened is after I finally beat it, and I was at a grudge. I'm like, I need to beat this fucking mission, and then I went to bed. I did, but I didn't continue far enough for the game to auto save. So when I went to play the next day, I was at the bottom of the fucking dam again, and I had to redo it for the final time. And by then I was a goddamn expert at that mission.
That happened to
I
me with
was
Stalingrad.
James Bond.
I also missed one of these, but I didn't go very far. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, because you need to I think press tab to open up your inventory.
Yeah, just tab
your,
it.
not
Your
inventory, your objective list.
Yeah.
And it's not always obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I should look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, or I was like you said, with the the panic that gets induced sometimes, and how you're overwhelmed. I would immediately forget what I was doing sometimes.
Oh,
I'd
constantly,
be down there. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'd
okay, I'm
forget about
blowing up the
objectives all the
generators.
time.
But I'd blow up 2 of the generators, get in a fight for 5 minutes, and then be like, why am I
Why
down?
are we doing
Why am
here?
I in the dam? Got to go to my.
But
I've killed 50
I love
men.
this
What's
level
happening?
so much. I thought it was,
It was like
because I
nighttime.
really like the I like the solo FPS kind of corridor base. Sometimes there's guys up on catwalks and shit. There's a lot of
Yeah.
verticality, but it's
The positioning is great.
it was sick because it was 2 or 3 levels in the whole game that are like this,
yeah.
and it's it's such a standard FPS level.
And it's something that is missed in a lot of newer FPSs, I think. But it's it's a really good example of how it kind of allows you to go through the level however you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to, when you're going across the top of the dam before you get into the dam, if you just want to kind of like snipe everybody along your path going
I did
ahead,
that, yeah.
you can take your time and do that. Or you can run up, do cover, you know what I mean, fight them and
Crawl,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
zigzag.
You can go, you know what I mean, like you said, you can go back up, kill people inside, then come back down and finish taking out the AA guns.
If they're spawned, you can even like get guys from the dam, like you know what I mean, below you, like on the field.
Because
down
I feel
there.
like that gives you a lot of different opportunities on how to handle, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
the objective in front of. Even though it's just like strap a bomb to this and run away, you know what I mean. There's like several different ways you can get to that point.
Yeah. Which do you remember the story reason as to why you were on solo for this mission?
It's just that you're good. It's really that you're like really good and like.
Oh, you're one of the best, Evans.
Boy, bloody hell! You've had one mission so
So
far.
this next mission was
I'm Australian
again,
now.
Aside from mission 2 in the British campaign, this mission 4, is probably where I restarted the most. It's where 3 men drive to an airfield while evading motorized patrols. There's Panzerfausts on the truck you can use to destroy the vehicles as they run up on you.
Yep.
And when they
Run up
arrive
that
at the
hill.
airfield, you need to shoot down several of the dive bombers. So this mission, it's crazy. This is one mission.
I'm looking at Jordan Hill.
But
Right
it's
now.
I'm like they were that was such like a it took such a toll on me that I thought it was 2 separate missions.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
I thought there were 2 full separate missions.
So yeah, so it takes for the first part, I got so good that I was just like blowing up the cars before they even started moving.
Yeah, like
got
especially
very
when you come
proficient.
out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And there's like the 3, one goes up the hill, you know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd blow up, we'd be still in the tunnel and I'd shoot the first one. And if I missed it, F7 baby, I'm reloading. I'm not fucking
it.
this up, I'm not doing this anymore. Because the thing is, like, it seems like if you miss one, you also have a good point to make is you do have a limited number of Panzerfausts.
Yeah, like 6 or something.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
that's right.
that many.
I forgot
They
about
do this
that.
shitty thing that I don't know if it happened to you guys, but like he'll tell you, you're the guy who's in the back with you will tell you there's only one left.
Yeah.
And if you're already equipped and another truck comes, he'll take it.
Oh
And he'll
really?
shoot and miss. He never hits anything when he takes the Panzerfaust and shoots it. He will take the last one.
What a
from
bag
you
of
guys,
shit.
Shoot and miss it.
It was never that bad for me having the guys behind the truck because
No.
you can pretty much. But the thing that did get me almost every time for my first 12 dozen tries
Yeah.
was when guys would get up on the side of you, there'd be a driver and like 3 guys in the back of the truck standing and shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
And I would sometimes, before I even noticed they were there, I'd be getting wrecked by those guys while trying to take out the guys behind the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I felt like I could not hit the driver. Generally, I feel like
I feel like you might not be able to always hit the driver.
Yeah,
There was times
yeah.
where I was definitely hitting him and I could not get it.
Exactly.
Because I would
Yeah.
switch occasionally to my bar. I think you have the bar, like the top-loaded
Yeah.
rifle at this point. And I would like switch to that every now and then
and
to
just
be
start
like,
spraying them. Yeah.
yeah, to be like, especially when it's like if I missed a shot, I knew at a certain point because you have a limited amount. Okay, I can't waste another shot on this car.
Yeah.
I have to just try to mow him down. You know.
And
what I
if you
mean?
like cap the guys shoot like in the back, like the guy driving the car,
yeah, what is he?
he
gonna
can't really do anything.
Yeah.
yeah. He's kind of.
Useless.
He's like,
I
you
got
guys,
to-
you guys shooting them
But I
back
got
there?
to
You
a
guys
point
shooting
where it was
still?
like-
They're all dead.
You're coming around the corner and like those cars haven't even started moving, and I'm just blasting at them while they're still
Yeah.
parked there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I got so fucking
How did
good
he
at
see
this
us?
mission, like where
So-
I was like, I could tell you where every single
Yeah,
car comes out.
All the
it's like
spawns,
the little
yeah.
motorcycle guys with their
Yeah,
sidecars and
uh-huh.
shit.
Forgot
I
about
can
the
tell you right
motorcycle
when
But
you
then-
come down the hill.
That was hard, and you get to the point where you roll up on this place, and then you gotta like fucking book it in reverse, and there's like a bunch of guys behind you again.
Yeah.
That was also hard. And then you finally roll up to a building. As soon as you get to the building, door opens, guys come out of the building.
Yeah.
And if you don't get them immediately, you're done.
There's
And
no.
it's like, thank God that was
breaks.
a checkpoint right there, because it will restart you literally as you're like backing up
It
to
was
that door.
not
Christ.
a checkpoint for me for so long. I don't know why. I got pretty far into that.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple instances in this game. I think it's just a bug having to do with, how I entered an area.
Yeah.
I sometimes didn't trigger a checkpoint,
They're
and then
probably-
I would.
Yeah, they're
I'd be
probably
like,
physical triggers. Like you have
Yeah.
to literally
Cross
walk
over.
across the point or cross a threshold.
right. So there were times where I was like, oh my god, there's a checkpoint. What the fuck? I didn't know there was.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about the quick save, basically. So anyway.
Yeah, same.
Fucking that
There's
sucks. You guys
one,
didn't know
I
what
think,
it was.
50-point health pack that you can pick. It might even be a 25.
Like behind the AA gun or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's 125.
Yeah, that's it
Mm-hmm.
for this first part of this mission.
It's not a lot.
Or the last part of this mission.
You
I
only
should
have
say.
100 health.
Yeah, and so there is, to your left, there's a building where there's just guys coming out of the building and on the roof, just wrecking you,
Yeah.
and you have like 2 or 3 squad guys with you, at least 2, because you have the 2
Yeah.
guys in the truck with you, who do nothing.
They're like I definitely watched them take out at least a couple guys up top, but there would be moments where like the guy up top you'd see the body fall and then another person would just
Immediately.
be right there.
And there's
immediately.
3 positions. There's 3 guys
And it's
capping
like,
up there.
You have to kind of make this decision where you're like, do I turn the AA gun all the way over there and just blast them and knock it out of the AA gun and keep shooting? Because you are slightly protected when you're in the AA gun.
That's what I chose.
Yeah.
I chose to always stay in the AA gun, so I'd pop them, I'd get the planes, I would immediately, like the second a plane started to look like it was going down, I go,
Yeah.
"Vroom," start shooting there, shoot as much as I could, and then you go, take those damn planes down! And I'd go, okay, time to swivel back, and
Yeah.
I got through this mission by the skin of my teeth.
I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, that
same
has
here.
to be. The timing has to be like, because I tried to do that for a while. I tried to just stay in the AA gun, and I feel like the timing has to be so exact.
Yeah, I
because
did
of
this
how
mission
slowly
like
you
fucking
move.
40 times.
Yeah.
I was
was
so
probably
sure
close
I
to that,
wasn't gonna
yeah.
get past this.
Yeah, same here. I
Because
really
I just kept getting out of the AA gun, blasting the guys on the
Blasting
roof,
the-
getting back in, and then the bomber's too close, or they blast me the moment, like as the animation of me getting out is happening.
You're dead. Yeah.
Sometimes the bombers too are spread so far across the sky that like
really
you need
hard.
to be so perfect, and the
Yeah.
sights, you need to overshoot your targets just a little bit,
Your
and like
sights it's just a
I
T.
love and hate that when you're in those, like when you're in the flak cannon, when you're in the AA gun, and when you're using like the Panzerfaust, that it's realistic in the sense that like you are just firing a rocket propelled grenade.
there's
out of a
trajectory to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like or like you're like, okay, there's the tank. Here's my reticle right here, and then it's like it's gonna go over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I
it
think
would go
the
off track.
I think the cursor or crosshair was just like a horizontal line with a little smaller cross in the middle.
Yeah.
and it's just like this is the area, like where you point it, you're gonna hit something in that area.
Yeah.
within that region. So I tried it both ways. The way like jumping out to get the guys up top, because your fucking squad, if they just
If
they
they're
had
just a
covered
little
you
bit
a
better,
little bit,
just a
like,
little bit
again,
more.
I know it's a video game,
Yeah.
but like fuck.
I think we all fell into the same problem too, where like we finally did it, we got through all of it. You hop back in the truck to leave, right? And it brings you through, and there's a few more guys who shoot at you as
Yes,
you're doing
God damn
that.
it.
And you have like
No.
That's why
no
I
health.
almost died.
Yeah.
I almost
I
died
died
there.
right there, at least once.
Yeah, I
I
did
was
too.
so close.
So so what happened? Yeah, you get in a little truck and it brings you over to a plane, which is you don't even have to
This
get in
is
a truck.
like this is 40 feet or
Yeah, I don't
something.
even know why you get the fucking-
it's like a 6-second interval in the game.
yeah.
It takes no time at all, and you can get wrecked so quickly.
I had a sliver of health, and like as we arrived at the plane, the mission was 2 seconds from ending. I got
Right, baby?
blasted
right.
by one stray bullet, and I had to redo the entire shit again. I thought I was gonna break my keyboard in half.
Can't believe you guys didn't quick save at all.
What's up, big guy?
I didn't know you could.
I had no idea.
You know why? Because there's no quick save
Like, hotkey?
key. There's no hotkey for quick
Yeah,
saving.
no. You just had to go to the start menu.
Right, but
Well-
there's a hotkey for quick loading.
I believe so, if I'm remembering right.
If you're hitting F7.
I could be wrong about it. I've also been playing a lot of Majora's Mask, and I
Oh, and I love the hotkeys in Majora's Mask.
Well, I'm on a fucking ROM, so I'm fucking scum.
Oh, yeah.
Save scumming.
Ugh,
dare you.
gross.
Not on the stream. I did once.
Did you at any point accidentally shoot the plane that you're escaping in? Because you steal what is it? It's an FW-200 Condor. It's a German warplane, I believe. You steal one.
The
Because
first
like
time,
they carted around.
like the first time that it came out, they're like, "Make sure you don't shoot the plane." I immediately just shot the plane.
yeah, I think I was
yeah,
too.
I got like a thing that was like, don't shoot the large plane.
Yeah.
I was like, don't shoot the large plane? What the fuck do you mean by that?
mean? A little vague.
So the next mission is the final mission here, or not quite. Next mission is where 3 men infiltrate the German battleship Tirpitz.
I think
You're
that's
near
it, yeah.
you're near Norway.
Turbets!
So
We gotta get on Turbits.
this is a sick mission. I love this mission, but again, this is another one that I had a lot of trouble with.
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, I got super deep into the shit. So
This
you
one
and Captain.
I had a couple like ball twisting moments, but it got out okay.
You and Captain Price are disguised as Nazis, and you're using like fake papers.
Yeah.
To basically what you're trying to do is you need to get into the. I think you're just trying to get into the guts of the ship and like plant
I think it's like
explosives
you're
and
trying
blow
to
up
get
the
to like the
ship.
communications deck or whatever.
You're
and, like,
destroying
destroy all that shit.
destroying
Right.
the communications and their
Yeah, and you get the
generators.
patrol logs.
They have 4 generators you got to blow up.
Which, you know, you're getting documents that indicate the fleet movements of the German Navy, and then you gotta go back to the boat.
You say, "Oi, Price, we's got to pretend we's Brits." How
Oi,
Germans?
It looks great.
Oi, Gov, love me some Himmler.
So
Lines with the little crossies.
I got so fucked up. So the first part of the mission where you're with Price is easy. And then he's also like, grab as many guns and ammo as you can. We're gonna have to fight our way out of here. And like he's like standing in the doorway. I'm like, all right, can you
fucking get out of my way?
move? Did you
Yeah.
experience that too?
Not in that particular moment, but there were multiple moments where I'm like, can you fucking move from the doorway?
So many
Like, I'm getting
times.
blasted.
Yeah, they're-
I'm trying to get into a building. People are shooting at me, and I'm like, I cannot.
A lot of
gotta
games have
move.
remedied that, or they're just like, even if it fucks with the animation cycles, they'll just be like, bloop, and just like push
Yeah.
people out of the doorway.
Yeah, like
this
some
game
weird, like,
did
physics.
not
No.
do that, and
There-
so I
at
was
all.
super confused there. But then I just start shooting on guys, and I come back, and I'm like, is that Captain Price's corpse on the ground? And this is a game with persistent corpses for not always, but sometimes, you know?
I didn't realize he died at all.
I didn't either.
I had no clue. I thought he
Yeah, he
disappeared.
dies. Well, when you get back to the boat at the end of the mission, they're like, oh, Captain Price died. That sucks. He was great.
Oh, he fucking
Was it
Captain
Price? I thought it was somebody else. I guess I didn't pick up on it being Price.
I knew I had a captain
I knew
with me.
somebody had died.
It was
came with
Price.
Us, but
It
I
was
thought
the guy-
3 of you went on the boat.
There was a driver, then you and Price. And Price was like, your German's not very good, so shut up and just
Yeah.
walk behind me.
This game is when I got into like my fucking like speedrunning strats, where it was like it's like one of the it had some of the most like customization in how you get through it. Where I was like I was
Really?
straight up
This mission?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
like I was hopping up onto pipes and then like getting up higher and like getting up onto ledges
What?
early and
No.
shit. Yeah,
I was not
I
doing
was
that at
climbing
all.
all
I
over
was just
this
getting
fucking place.
fucked by guys. Because there'd be
I was
guys up
getting
on the
fucked.
catwalks and stuff. There'd be guys, like, you'd be in the guts of the submarine. There'd be like a stairwell and a hallway.
Yeah.
And just like very narrow. And there'd be guys from both ends. I'd be
There's
like,
a lot
cool,
of-
I have no cover.
There's a lot of bowels and like places for guys to just pop up and they're
Yeah,
up top,
this
they're
had the
below you.
most like gotcha kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
enemy placement in the whole. I think in the whole fucking game for me.
Oh, hands down. And this is also when I definitely utilized like the lean more than any other time. You know what I mean? Like there was.
I didn't start using the lean until way later.
you're
I
drinking?
Yeah, I was
yeah,
drinking. I was
because I was actually I was so
Whipped
fucked up
out.
on lean. I forgot that the lean in this game existed.
You whipped out a
But it
little
was like,
flask with a
specifically there
sticker
was,
of
like-
the baby on it.
Yeah, there was like
Started drinking.
these long hallway sections where it was like they'd be at all the way down at the other end of the hallway, and then a couple people like further up, and so I would just lean out and pop, pop. You know what I mean?
God, there was one. I'll never be able to describe it. Maybe you guys had the same experience. There was like right when you it was when you first get down, like inside the ship after that like big battle on the deck, like in the very beginning, and then like there's a part where it's you're going downstairs, but then there's a place that brings you upstairs into the like little office area where
Yeah.
you start blowing shit up there, and there's just one motherfucker pokes out his head and just caps me, and I kept having to fucking start. That was hard. It was definitely a hard mission. It wasn't the hardest for me, but I see why it could be for some people. I died a lot. I'm not gonna like act like I blasted through it.
No, this
And
one
is
was,
this the end of the English campaign?
that's the end of the English campaign.
say
Almost.
Price.
So when you get back on the boat, they're like, "Oh man,
Oi,
Price
mate.
died. That sucks." So the
Captain
final
Price.
mission, as Sergeant Evans' unit near Bergsteinfurt, Germany, on the 2nd of February 1945. So the unit is sent to destroy some V2 rockets.
Oh,
yes,
the
yes,
snowy
yes, yes,
mission.
yes.
When they finally
Fuck.
reach it, it turns out they do not have enough explosives to destroy them completely. Consequently, Evans must fuel the rockets up and use the fumes to increase the explosion, effectively destroying them. Then they fight their way to an extraction point on the other side of the bunkers surrounding the V2 rockets. The reason I lost this mission so many times is the machine gunners. The machine, like they would just
They're
snipe me
placed-
from across the fucking map.
And they're placed in all the best spots to fuck you
Right,
over.
so there's basically like, you know, if we're just looking at like this, there's like like 3 guys, like right at the, you know, as if it's like they're
in like a horseshoe
like
shape.
like at the
And you're
end
walking
zone of
into
a
it.
football field. It's
Yeah.
like they're in the end zone and they're on the sidelines at an
there's, like-
angle,
and
at a
there's-
perfect angle.
And there's no cover.
And you have to go through there.
And you have to go through there. Yeah.
the snowflakes
And then-
falling are your cover.
And then like, you know, you do have 2 guys that will like follow you because you need to go down into like the trenches and there's bunkers around the trenches. Sometimes the guys would like, do they ever like jump down from like above the trenches into the trenches on
Yes.
you? Sometimes they would like jump in front of my fire
Oh Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
yeah.
Oh no.
And then also like there were times where like I'd go in and they weren't fucking doing anything.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a pretty common.
behind, but I can never tell when that was. So I'd be like, okay, they're standing still, so I guess I'll keep going. They're not shooting, so I'll keep going. And then I'd walk into the wolf's den, start getting my ass blasted, and have to run back, and then see where they took shelter or took a, like set themselves up, and then I'd have to follow. Sing an area with a squad. You have to like walk over a specific line to prompt them to go forward, so that they're not going ahead of you, or you're not getting left behind. That was a tough one. I do like the. I've heard a lot of like when I do watch like war stuff, like the like ingenuity that like squads will have to like the problem solving that goes into it. They're like okay, we all have 1 round left. There's 50 enemy soldiers. What are we gonna do? And they figure it out. And I think that's really cool.
Well, that's what they touch on that even in like the opening mission of the game.
Yeah.
Where it's like they talk about how everybody kind of got dropped where they weren't supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for them not being total idiots, you
and
know
then
what
they
I mean?
made a
Like,
ragtag group of any guys that saw you. Like, oh my god! They pointed at each other and they'd run over.
And then they'd like kind of communicate each other's plans to each other. They'd kiss
Yeah.
a little bit, you know what I mean? And then they'd be like, all right, good job. And then they'd go.
Good job, baby. Ass slap, and they'd
So
run off.
this mission, once I finally got like the fucking explosive on the rockets, I cleared all the guys out. I was like, oh shit, cool, good. Finally, I'm through it. Because there is a little piece at the end. It's like so nothing. It's like it doesn't. I don't even remember like. You do have to like get to the extraction point, but it's like that
You
was
gotta-
so simple
After
compared to the
rest
rest of the mission.
Yeah, after,
You have to
like,
go through a
literally-
bunker, right?
Yeah, you have to fight through. I think you just walk to the bunker even.
You just walk through it.
But
Yeah,
that's
maybe
the
just
end
get
of the British campaign, and it brings us to the Soviet campaign.
Mother
Which
Russia.
now in some walkthroughs, it takes the last 3 missions of the Soviet campaign and calls them the Allied campaign.
That's what I saw on the
I
wiki
saw
you're
that
looking
too,
at.
but you still continue to play as the Soviet character.
Right, and I don't really know what that means because like, maybe that was like it technically like an Allied
Mission.
campaign.
All of them are Allied campaigns. when you
Right,
get
that's
down
what I
to
thought.
brass
But
tacks.
like,
Yeah.
was there a time when like the Allied forces weren't actually coordinated?
Or they were all working.
Like, did they go? You know what? We should start working together.
No, 'cause
Yeah.
even like in the opening mission, like D-Day was a coordinated effort
Yeah, there's
between the
multiple.
Allied forces.
Right, so
Yeah.
I'm confused as to why some walkthroughs refer to it that way, but
I'm
you know,
assuming there's like
the
it's
official
like
Call of Duty wiki
a political reason.
says it's the Soviet campaign. So there's 9 missions here, and the first Soviet mission occurs during the Battle of Stalingrad on the 18th of September, 1942.
There's
So
almost
we're
10.
we're 2 years prior to the fucking other campaigns.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Alexei Ivanok Voronin.
Oh well, then it could be because I don't think the Soviets joined the Allied troops.
It's
at the start of
the
war.
Soviets before
they joined the Allied troops.
that makes sense. Okay, I didn't realize this started in 42.
That's what cleared it up for me.
That's
well-
when Hitler sailed the ocean blue.
So you're on a barge transporting Soviet soldiers across the Volga River, and then suddenly, this is like it's so fucked up. You're on a boat with a bunch of other like newly enlisted soldiers. They're all scared shitless.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, if you turn away, we're gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
If you like hesitate,
If you jump
we're gonna
ship-
shoot you.
He said if you take one step backward at one
Yeah.
point, they said, I don't think it was in this part, but like another commissar
And so
or
like,
whatever.
you know, they start bombing you. Like
Yeah.
the German planes start coming and bombing you, and
You see another
they're like, just get
ship right
going.
next to you, just fucking go down.
yeah.
It's very much like a D-Day scenario.
Yeah.
Very similar.
The setup, kind of, you know?
Yeah, because you are storming a beach basically.
Yeah.
It looks very similar to
I
those
thought that's
classic
what
images of D-Day.
I thought that's what it was at first because I don't know world history really. I was like, D-Day? Was this Russians were there? I don't know how this worked. Really?
But
The Soviets.
Or Soviets, excuse me.
but no, you all hit the ground or whatever in the fucking boat.
Yes.
And this is something that the game had that like I think was relatively, novel at the time, was the shell shock where.
Oh,
you
yeah.
basically you get the tinnitus and your
Flashy.
blurry vision and you
You're
can't
slow.
sprint.
It's
You're just
your-
kinda
your
fucked up.
vision's like this. It's like kind of swaying.
Yeah, like you're not
flashbangs.
dying, but
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
So that happens. So basically, it's like you need to get a gun. I think what it tells you is get a gun.
Yeah, they're pretty much like, well, before that, people actually hop off the ship while it's
Right.
being bombed.
But I mean to say, I think that the game's objective thing is
Oh,
tells
yeah.
you to get a gun.
You have to get a gun.
So
and
like
get
you're
ammo.
going, and they're just like handing out weapons and ammo from crates, and they're just going go go go. So and I'm like, oh, get a gun. So a guy hands me bullets. I'm like, oh, I didn't get a gun. I need to like go back and grab the gun from
Yeah.
him. So I turn backwards, and like a superior officer shoots me.
Seriously?
What? You
Dead.
got shot?
You went back to get your gun and they killed you?
I went
Yeah,
back.
because they thought I was going back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Really? I thought I went back and I didn't get shot. Maybe I was getting shot and I didn't realize it. Did it instantly kill you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, wow.
He's shot to
Jesus
kill.
Christ.
Because
Fucking hell.
because the whole thing is you get like a handful of bullets. You don't get a gun for a while.
Yeah.
No, it's not
And
even
it's like it's scripted that way.
you start the next mission without a gun even.
Yeah.
And then you have to get a gun off of like a dead body.
Yeah. I was so happy when I got that fucking
So-
gun. Not to get ahead of me ourselves.
Right. So
This was really a pretty short mission. This opening mission isn't very long, but
Yeah.
it
No.
took me a long time because I kept fucking dying.
so you're trying to get to the red
Can't remember
square, and that's where the second mission begins in the red square. But eventually, you're just like going from like cover point to cover point. You find a more experienced soldier who's a sniper.
With a gun.
Not sure if asshole,
He's just doing his thing.
but
It's
he's,
war.
he says he's like, I need to fight these guys, but I can't. They're focused on me. I need you to run over there and essentially be bait.
Well,
so I can
yeah.
shoot back
Wait
at 'em.
until they reload.
and then
Then
run
you
out.
run out while they were because the thing was he's like wait till they reload. He'd tell you when to go. If you go when he goes, they're reloading. But I'd still get shot every time.
Yeah.
And then I think the idea is that like by the time they're reloaded, they start shooting at you behind that car, and then he can quickly get over there.
can blast
you know what
them.
I mean?
Right.
Without getting blasted.
So you go through like maybe 3 different instances of this like
Yeah.
instances of like you going to cover point. He's like, all right, go here, go here, go here. You follow him. Eventually, you get to the second mission where you're at the red square. There's a lot of Soviet soldiers retreating, being killed by other Soviet soldiers.
Sorry to cut you off. Is it the end of this first mission where it ends with them calling? Like, there's a guy on the radio phone and he like calls.
calls
it
That's
a-
like in the middle. It's toward the end of
artillery
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was long as
right at the end of
fuck.
the first mission when you. 'cause
It
you kill
was.
Do you remember the bomb, the artillery strike?
Yeah, you're like calling in, and he's like, "I need this
was
fucking thing," and
crazy.
it's like I'm staying there for like
He's like
a couple minutes. It's like,
And like, but the screen is shaking and like it's rumbling.
and I was like, "Am I supposed to go somewhere else?"
I couldn't tell, yeah, and I started to get
No,
like,
you'll die.
I got a little motion sick because it goes on for so long. I had to look away from the screen for a second.
In this mission is where you finally get a weapon, and so most of these Soviet missions where you're Alexei are sniper missions. So this is one where you need to kill the commanding officers who are calling in the strikes.
Yeah, the reinforcements and shit too.
Is it called a Nagant? Is that what that rifle's called, or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different. There's like the Kar 96, there's the M1 Garand, and then there's like the Nagant.
Okay. I'd never. That gun was used. You used Nagants in Hunt Showdown.
You also use a Bren machine gun.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. I was in a band called Bren a long time ago, suggested by the drummer. It's actually a Yiddish word meaning like a fiery spirit. When he found out that there was like a gun called a Bren gun, he was like, oh no, I don't want people to think that we support guns. And I was like, I think we're gonna keep the name, man. Like we already talked forever about it.
Yeah.
Not gonna go back because you're scared of guns.
That makes sense, knowing the drummer.
It was me.
Anyway.
I was the drummer.
Yeah.
Does this gun look real if I pull it out really fast? You kept doing that to him.
So, and that's another reference to a thing I did in my past. If I pull this out really fast, does it look kind of real? A little bit?
Yeah. Yeah. Like very.
Yeah. You're not supposed to color the tips, but.
He pulled a real gun on a guy
I pulled a toy gun on a guy.
for a video. It was funny.
I liked this a lot, and at first I couldn't find the fucking last 2 commanders.
Yeah.
Because they were like wearing gray against a gray background. And I was just
Yeah,
like,
man.
I was just shooting guys. I was
I
like,
was
I guess
too.
I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
killing guys until one was a commander. I was like, oh wait a minute.
There he is.
Ah.
There's
There
like there's
were-
one over here. You got to go like down also, and the one that.
But
kept
that's
getting me was the one
good.
in the
It's good
trenches.
because the mission is basically like snipe 4 guys from one position.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay,
they-
you made me work for it.
Somehow
Yeah.
they never, and maybe this is more realistic than I realize, but they never notice you're just blasting their guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no,
they
they
don't
never-
like notice you and look up at you and try to blast you. There's like in this campaign in particular, like my poor vision negatively affected my playing of this game because
Yeah.
I like obviously my eyes are kind of shitty, and like even fully zoomed in, like you still like really have to find those motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Their skin, like on their face, is the only thing that sticks out.
Yeah.
But they're wearing like a different. They don't have helmets on. They have caps.
Yeah.
And I think
that's what I went by.
they're doing some sort of like animation.
But even
where
then,
they're,
like, I couldn't see them.
Yeah,
I definitely scanned over
You
them.
could
once or
really
twice.
only see
Yeah.
them through the scope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like if you're just looking down on them, you have no fucking clue.
No,
What
yeah.
the difference is between.
After you get there, you
It's a lot of
you take them out. You destroy the tanks. Well, the artillery destroys the tanks. And then you go into a railway station, and then there's just like the railway station mission. I did have a lot of trouble with. It's like a rubble-filled railway station. There's like a bunch of train cars and stuff, and it's just like
yes.
I was
It
okay
reminded
with.
me of like Fallout 4 a little bit.
yeah,
When you're going
totally.
through the subways in Fallout 4,
Oh,
specifically
weird.
in Fallout 4.
I should. It reminded me of Quantum Break. I
can see that too in some ways.
Should have reminded me of Fallout.
I had a lot of trouble with parts of this. Like basically, where you get past the first section with all the little trains,
and then there's the tank.
and then there's like a hangar type like
Fuck,
place where a
yeah.
tank comes
Yes,
out
yes,
of.
yes.
But before I got into that hangar,
I couldn't
That
get in the
little
hangar.
courtyard.
there was that courtyard area. Yeah, that was so fucking hard. The machine gunners on that part
They were
Yeah.
kicking
We're-
my ass.
so brutally focused. There's like hit scanners where just like the second I was 1 pixel out of cover, they would not stop firing on me.
Yeah.
It took me like a solid probably like 15 tries to get
And
to
you
the
have-
hangar,
And I
at
had low
least.
ammo
Yeah, I did
and
too.
low
on
health.
my sniper rifle.
And you had like a guy with you.
I had
don't
2 guys,
remember.
but they didn't last.
Yeah, my guys died. That shit was hard. I kept having to like I went backwards and up into like this rubble of a building and just like sticking my head out, shooting them, and like instantly going back down and
Yeah.
hoping it would work.
So
And then-
after
and you get in the hangar after that, and like the tank
Yeah.
starts coming out. That was hard as fuck too.
you need to blow up the tank, you find like a anti-tank weapon
the
on the
Panzer
ground
Faust, yeah.
there, which wasn't totally obvious to me at first either.
No.
I didn't have it the first one of the first times I got to that section with the tank,
Yeah.
I didn't have the Panzer Faust.
What do I do?
Yeah,
what do I do? I'm a single man against the tank.
Yeah. I can't even climb it like in Halo.
So
Can't
you
even climb
eventually get to a different part of the city, and you meet up with some other guys finally. And following this, you get promoted to junior sergeant. Now we're on mission 4, which is November 9th. You're moving your way through the sewers, trying to avoid snipers. You make your way to an apartment building recently captured by the Germans. This is another one of the more classic FPS style solo FPS missions where you're going through the sewers. Not terribly difficult, but also a couple points where I was like, Jesus Christ, it's frustrating. A couple times.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I didn't
right.
really have a lot of trouble with the sewer section, if
Really?
I remember right.
There's just like 1 or 2 points where like I think it was when there was like breaks in the pipes. There was guys like up on like
In buildings.
on like the fire escapes or something
Yeah.
of like buildings where I was like I couldn't see them always. I was like, who the fuck is shooting at
And
me?
they-
I
and
took
they
out like
have-
the 4 guys I could see.
And
Yeah.
like the way the shit is that they have like perfect cover, but
Right.
like 100% visibility on you no matter where you are.
Right.
Like fuck.
The 5th mission has the unit under the command of Sergeant Pavlov to capture and defend an apartment building.
No.
First, you act as a counter sniper while another soldier draws fires at the snipers in the building. Then you have to go into the building and clear it. So the first part, where you're just out in front of a building,
Crazy. This is a tremendous field
yeah,
that you have to traverse.
there's a big field between you and the building. You got, some like basically like a busted ass rubbly brick wall.
Yeah, there's like an old building facade that you can kind of
And then there's a
Couple
shitload of
sandbags.
guys just popping up Hogan's Alley style, just like fucking, out of the windows and shit. And like, and it's fucking
two or
hard.
3 machine gunners, I think, like on the bottom floor.
If
too.
you
And there's
if
2 or
you-
3, yeah.
if you pop your head out at all, like you're like you're getting bullets.
And so eventually I did get, you need to like, you get to a certain point where there's enough break in enemy fire to make the run for the building.
Yeah.
Then you need to clear out, the 3 floors
I
and the
died
basement.
immediately on the first time I made the run for the building.
Yeah.
Because like 4 more guys just come out from the side of the
Yeah.
building, like down behind that little bunker or whatever. And I didn't know they were there. You know what I mean?
Oh
So-
shit! Are you talking about the like when you're up in front of the building trying to like
You're
fighting
in
the
front of
guys
the building.
there?
There's like a field between you and the building,
Like
Yeah.
and you're
road,
just trying
yeah.
to shoot at the building before you even get to the apartment. You're
Yeah.
just like,
Okay,
you're
yeah,
just trying to
alright.
clear the way to even walk into it. So that's where I had trouble. And then once I got into the building, I cleared out, the top floors. I made my way up.
Okay.
And then there was I had to like hold it for a minute
Oh, but there's-
because tanks were coming.
Yeah.
So I just stayed in one window. I took out the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was done. And then guys started walking up the stairs behind me. I took them out,
Mm-hmm.
went to the basement, and like I was done. And you mentioned that you had a lot of trouble in the apartment building.
Yeah,
I
man.
I had so much trouble getting into the building, and then once I
Yeah.
got there,
Holding
total
it
cake.
was no problem. And even like I started in the basement. I cleared out the basement first.
So I went to the basement last. I got confused. I was
yeah.
like, one more floor? What floor?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I went around the back and I saw a hole in the wall and someone shot at me.
See, I went
from
right in the front
basement.
door because I'm a man.
Oh, I hear
There's
you.
this really
I'm trying to
cool
sneak around back.
sequence that I think we forgot to mention. When you're making
Nice
your way, when you're making your way to the outside of the apartment, you're getting bombed by the airplanes. Remember that?
Yeah, there's the
That was
artillery
fucking
coming down you.
That was really
That's
cool
like-
because you're actively like running away from them as they're behind you. Yeah, this was the hardest part of the game for me, and I, like so much so that I looked it up because I was like, what am I doing wrong? Because what I was assuming is, while there isn't, we talked about this off camera before. There's no like randomly generated stuff in this game, really. Obviously, it's very scripted. There still can, and maybe there's a name for these. Like, if there can be moments that are made impossible by you not completing them the way they anticipate. So they're like, a total of 3 tanks will spawn on the left, but spaced out enough that they have enough time to kill them. But if you don't kill, tank number 2, and then a third one comes up and there's 2 total, like, you might not be able to deal with that. So I had situations like that, like clearing, for whatever reason, I just kept fucking dying. I meant to look, and I'll try to before this video airs and see. I think I died like literally 20 or 30 times. And when it got to that, like, clearing out the building was a little bit easier, but then holding it was just impossible for me, and I had to just like
I just fucking
stay in a corner.
It was hilarious. It was low-key hilarious because I hopped on like the anti-tank gun for a second.
The little
You know
like
what I
it
mean?
looked like a sniper. I'd never seen a gun like that.
And like took out the tank.
I like that gun a lot.
It
it was
super
badass.
cool.
I wish I could carry it around.
It looked like a Star Wars weapon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I went to go back downstairs, noticed like to try to hold it, and there was people on the stairs, so I couldn't go down. And then I realized that they just kind of kept funneling up that staircase because it was
They
the
do.
only way to get upstairs. So I
Yeah.
just I went prone on top of the stairs.
Yeah.
And probably had a good like 40, 50 body pile.
That's like a
Where like every now and then if I got shot a couple times, I'd just run down and back up the stairs
some
because I
health.
know I'd get some health and ammo
Yeah.
and then continue. Like,
that's what a lot of people that got to what all the speedruns do, and like guides tell you to do. But like I had to look it up, and like there's a lot of lists that cite Pavlov's apartment or whatever it's called as one of the hardest missions in the entire series of Call of Duty. So I felt less bad about dying when I saw that.
yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I picked up on that strategy like right away for whatever reason. I was like, I can just murder all these people on the stairs.
Yeah, and that
Not even
makes
have to
sense. But the game, like the objectives say, like, or like it sets you up to like fight the tanks, shoot the guys outside. Like
I
keep
also
the
only
tanks
remember
at
taking
bay.
out one tank.
Really?
I'm pretty sure I
I
only
took out 2. Because there were tanks on the other side. I was like, if I can't see it, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to me?
I
I
shot
tried
one
to.
tank, hopped off the artillery gun, because that was when I died. Like, the only time I died holding it was I was at the anti-tank gun.
I was
shot
taking
the
out
tank,
guys with the
and
anti-tank
then I
gun.
got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that. I just
Oh, I thought it was sick. Because they would definitely feel it.
The tanks are positioned in such a way that they can hit most of the rooms that you can be in, and if they do, it sends you into the shell shock mode and takes away most of
Right.
your health. And if there's any enemy near you, you get fucked up.
I guess I just managed to find the right spot where, like, I
think you
wasn't
just-
getting hit by the tank. I wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you nailed
I
it.
couldn't get flanked or anything.
I wanted to do that mission the way it seemed they intended. Because I don't feel like any designer of a game would want you to sit in the corner and camp. Like, I don't feel like that's how they would
No.
intentionally design it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I was camped at a strategic point where there was
Yeah.
anti-tank guns. You know what I mean? So
That
it
could
seems
work,
like
yeah.
It really seems like they did build this mission for you to do it however you want to do it to a degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you figure out the way that works best for you. Do you want to do the anti-tank gun? You know what I mean? You want to run around outside like an idiot? You want to man one of these fucking MG42 machine guns?
Do you want to die fucking 50 times?
Yeah, what do you want to do, man?
So we skip ahead several years to January 17th, 1945. This mission 6, one of the last few missions here.
I guess that makes sense. It's making way more sense now. Why that's now, they call it the Allied campaign, because now
Right.
technically they're Allied forces.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Even
So
though
the-
you're still Alexei or whatever.
This is where you secure
Sherman
a German
Alexei.
train repair facility in Warsaw. And the next mission sees you, just after securing the facility, you have to make your way to the outskirts of the factories to regroup with the 4th Guards tank army. And I'm thinking, no, that's right before the long tank mission.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking Arby's?
I'd like a big stinky roast beef.
I'm Dinkin' Duncan.
America duns on Duncan. So due to shortages in experienced
What?
soldiers,
going
I
on
would
much
say
now.
I would say due to shortages of experienced soldiers, because saying inexperienced sounds like you're saying inexperienced.
Yeah.
But the 8th mission on January 26th, 45, requires Alexei to command a T-34-85 tank for the Second Guard's tank army. Along with other tanks, he makes his way toward a town near the Oder River. So those previous 2 missions are kind of uneventful. They are just kind of like,
Yeah,
You're going.
They're not.
I mean, they're fun.
but I didn't really. Neither one presented like
I got kind of
an
fucked by a
exceptional
tank.
challenge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
felt like a home run.
that's the one. That's the one where you need to like literally walk up to a tank.
Yes. throw a bomb on it.
Put a bomb on the front of it and then walk away.
I was surprised how easy that was.
Yeah.
What?
Because it kind of gives
Yeah.
you.
I got fucked. in
I
that
didn't get hit
mission.
at all.
That's when you're kind of like moving through like a more like city kind of setup where it's like there's more alleyways and stuff. It's a little more closed off.
Yeah, you wanna talk
can
about
go into
Fallout,
like
yeah.
you can go into more like blown up buildings. I remember there was like a little blown out alcove right next to the tank.
Yep.
And I just hung out there. I killed like the few guys that were around, ran up, put it on.
Yeah,
went
there's
back
a
to
gun
that
in there. You have to
alcove.
blow up like the guns in there, the large
Yes.
guns. So
Yeah.
you blow. Then I just crouched and I was like, oh, if I crouch, the tank can't hit me at all.
Yeah, I
I stuck
eventually
close to the
figured that
wall.
out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And just stayed low.
crazy.
and-
I was like, I really need to, because it was like take out the tank. I was like, how? I was like, oh wait, really? I just walk up to
Just
it.
walk
Right.
up to it and
Just
slap a
walk
bomb
up to
on
it.
I don't think. Well, that could work in real life. Could.
Well, I mean, the tank can't fire
They have
at its,
limited visibility.
yeah.
They don't know you're there.
They
Yeah.
can fire out there. They can't fire up next to it.
Fire.
I mean, if anything, I would just like fucking try to run over the guy
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I saw him. So this tank mission, it's the 8th mission. This is one I had a lot of trouble with because there'd be like a guy would come out on like, there'd be buildings with their entire facade blown off. So it's just like an open cross section of a building, like 1 or 2 machine gunners. And then somebody would come in like like an RPG or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
On, like,
just
the
take off
third
like
floor.
3/4 of your health.
Yeah.
Like in one hit.
I, not trying to brag here, but I didn't die once during the tank.
I did this mission
Fucking
dozens of times.
Quick save, loser.
I didn't die at all during the tank thing.
Really?
I genuinely, I made
died
it,
at least
I made it through
twice.
the tank missions.
How many times
in
you
one
quick
run.
save through it?
I don't die, probably not at all because I wasn't dying.
Fake gamer.
Like usually, any missions where I was dying a lot, I would save scum like fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to go
I
back
had
and go through.
so much fucking trouble with this
Yeah.
for some reason. I just kept getting wrecked, like
was-
by
it was-
like
It's
nothing.
fucking-
It was
yeah.
medium for me.
Well, it's also you mentioned also that you had the issue of you weren't directing your machine.
The
gun,
orientation of my tank,
might have ruined you a few
yeah.
times. You know what
I didn't realize until like a few times into trying it that I was like, oh, I can see the orientation of my tank at the bottom of the screen.
Or you can just hit space to force it. to
and I
match
forgot
your-
about that.
Yeah.
So the 9th mission is also fought in a tank with Bronin destroying some anti-aircraft weapons and securing the town. And the final mission, on April 30th, 1945, you need to storm the Reichstag, and you...
This football field
elegant
size.
building.
I got a bone to pick with this segment.
Yeah,
And
this
then
is also-
as soon as you get to the top, though... Sorry.
This
but
is when you had the 3-minute timer, right? Where you had to hold.
you had to hold it. Yeah, I think. But you get to the top of the building, and guys start rushing, and they're putting the flag up.
Yeah.
I got to the top of the building, and like guys are coming at me. I just started shooting them.
No.
And I was like, whoa, oh no, they're my guys.
no.
And then they raised the flag, and I was like, no one's gonna say anything. All right, cool.
Okay.
Game
I
over.
just got excited. My bone to pick is that you have like a million tanks that you all approach this building and they're just blasting. Guys are coming out, they're blasting the building at random areas. And then you go into the building.
Yeah.
And they're still blasting. Never in the history of the world would troops be running into a building that their tanks are actively shelling. They would all be dead.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That was the
Soviets, man. What do you want?
I know they're very intense, but that was the only part that I was like,
But their option is to run away
Actually,
and get shot in the back.
I'm pretty sure the Soviets don't enter a building unless they're shelling.
it's
You're not allowed to go into
shelled.
someone's house.
yeah, unless it's
Soviet
being
Russia.
shelled.
Unless it's
Being
being
shelled.
destroyed by a tank. That was the only.
Or
And I don't
artillery, you know what I mean? Bombs.
like. Maybe there's a lot of. I know it's again. I know
I
it's a
didn't
video
take it
game.
that way. I thought it was the enemies shelling it, but
No, it's your tanks that like you
Weird.
meet up with. Yeah, because you're fucking them up. They're
Yeah,
trying
because
to
that's when
just
you
survive.
hold out for 3 minutes. You're just waiting for your tanks to fucking roll in.
Yeah, and they're just rolling. They're just blowing the fuck out of the building, and you're like, let's go in there and put a little flag up.
so
Meaning,
you put the flag up, end credits roll. You get like this like interesting third-person animation of like almost like the entire game.
Yeah.
Like it's just showing like the guys go through from a
Yeah.
third-person camera.
You get to see all the dead cows from a news
I
perspective.
did not really watch that.
I'm not surprised. Seems like you didn't watch any of the interstitials.
I watched. I did.
You just don't remember they exist.
No.
I sat there. I sat
All I
through the whole
remember
thing
is
because
the-
I always.
I did too.
I'm always interested if there's like, especially in older games like that. Sometimes they put like an extra like a horde mode after or something, or
Yeah.
like an extra little mini mission or something. Or
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know. I was very into the whole end thing, and like the music's great. And I mean, it was again
like
the
the-
pacing always kind of felt like it was just like, all right, the game's over. We're putting the flag up. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. In some games, it's like press X to raise the flag,
Yeah.
and this and which I kind of hate. Like I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now. And like you basically like there's a scene early on in the game where they throw you off a bridge and you think you've died, and it says like press and like there's like a shot of your body on the ground, and
Press
you're like,
X to open eyes.
and it says yeah something like that, and it's like, and then you do, and like then a cutscene plays, and it's like, to have that immersion broke to be like press X to get up.
like, why'd you make
it's
me
like
interact?
it's like you know what would be better, like fucking just let me press a button and then be like, oh shit, I am alive.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
that would have been so. That'd be
when you
cool.
see those things where it's like press F to pay respects or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, all that shit. It's memeable for a reason, and I do think that it's for people who are fucking stupid or like, this game sucks. I just sat there, nothing happened. It didn't tell me to press a button.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
and then there's a lot of other indie devs who are like so against that kind of stuff. Their games are almost too obtuse.
Yeah.
yeah, it
So
goes
it's
both
like,
ways.
I'm not sure
It
what
was
the
like
balance
the-
is, but this game was the pacing was a little rushed, I think.
It reminds me of the Cuphead debacle, what you're talking about right now. Remember there's a games journalist who could not get through the opening tutorial.
Of Cuphead.
You might be thinking of
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
I
or
think
is it-
no,
oh,
this
okay.
is a big Cuphead.
All right, because
You could've had
Very-
it was
Elden Ring.
similar to Elden
Very
Ring.
similar games.
There was a thing where there was like, go here for a tutorial, and people were like, I don't trust that, and they're just dying.
Really?
They're just not doing the
Oh.
tutorial.
Yeah, no, there was a guy that gave it poor ratings because like it's like the first screen. You have a little thing that you jump over,
Yeah.
and then you're supposed to jump off of that thing and dash over the next obstacle,
Yeah.
and he couldn't figure that out.
Ugh.
It was
Gave
very
it a poor rating as a
yeah,
result.
and he's like,
This
I
is
don't
a
even.
bad game. It's unplayable.
I guess he has a whole repertoire of things that people despise him for.
Rough.
But
I do remember that now you say that.
I did like the. I thought it was really cool that like it shows you like putting the flag up, and then instantly it showed like real footage of that happening.
Yeah.
I thought that was bad. That was pretty badass to see. I'm like, it's real. They really did it.
So that is Call of Duty. 19 years later, almost 20 years later,
Yeah.
totally holds up. I totally think that this series is completely worthy of all that it's accomplished and all the praise and stuff. Like, I've never been into it because, like, by the time I was, like, really... I was always aware of these games. I was
Yeah.
more aware of
Yeah.
Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
And then and Call of Duty was presented as the Medal of Honor killer.
Yeah.
And it was like, and having it be the same devs and stuff, it's like this
Right.
interesting thing. And reading more about the history of the Call of Duty devs, like, I think I mentioned to you guys, like, I think it was after Modern Warfare, which is the fourth Call of Duty game, I believe.
Yes.
The series was so popular, they're like, we want more money and we want creative control. And
We need to put Avenged Sevenfold in our game.
and there was like a clause in their
They're-
contract where like if the founders of Infinity War got fired, then control of the series would go back to Activision. So Activision was like, we gotta fucking fire these guys. We gotta find a way, like something to catch them on and fire them. And so those guys fucking left and they made Apex Legends,
Oh,
No
yeah, that's
kidding.
right, you told us
which
that,
is like
yeah.
another. Like I haven't played it, but I know that's
it's
a
a
huge
massive
series. For
I keep
people.
expecting that game to die, but it's
It won't
strong.
die.
People love that,
It
and I like
still
it.
has
And
a
it makes
very
sense that like the
active,
people who
like,
made like Call of Duty, which is like, you know, we didn't even touched on the multiplayer at all, which I mean people fucking love for a reason.
Yeah,
But,
I didn't play the multiplayer in this game.
It's-
I don't
it's-
know if it's active at all.
You can do it. It's not. Yeah, you have to go through hoops.
But they used to even. I mean, like this is semi unrelated. But like when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was out, I would play Call of Duty 3 multiplayer on my Xbox 360 because it was the only one where you could do local co-op online.
Okay,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? None of the other games allowed you to do that, or maybe
with a guest?
maybe 1 and 2 did. But yeah, like you could just have somebody sitting on your Xbox. They don't need an Xbox Live account.
Nice.
A guest
Cool.
can just play with you, and like that was still active. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But that was probably a good 4 or 5 years. 2 more games have come out.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
Worth
I
mentioning.
mean, obviously, I think the multiplayer has eclipsed the popularity and importance of the campaigns at this
Oh,
point.
for sure.
Like, but to the point where I think one of the more recent Call of Duties just didn't have a campaign.
Really.
There's one of, I think
I remember which one.
there was one of them.
It was like 2 years
Advanced
ago,
Warfare
maybe.
or something was just online or something like that, and then the next one had like the campaign was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like this was really like you were talking about Soldier of Fortune. We've talked about Medal of Honor. We've talked about another, you know what I mean, episodes we've done. We've touched on Fear, that game. I
Spec
feel like-
Ops.
Yeah, and I feel like this was really like the period where like they figured out the FPS formula. You know what I mean? Because Call of Duty, it still holds up. It's 19 years old, you know what I mean? But like they really kind of were like, this is what it should be like to have like everything else that they've added on is bells and whistles. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and I saw somebody like mention, I think it was on the review for Allied Assault, which was the game this team made before Call of Duty, saying that Allied Assault was kind of the beginning of the end in a way where it's like Allied Assault was one of the first more cinematic first-person shooters where it's more set-piece based rather than, something like Blood or Doom or Duke
Yeah.
Nukem 3D, like these classic of the first,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say first wave, but first major wave of FPS games. Like there was obviously
Boomer
proto
shooters.
FPS games before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like those games were doing something very different, even though it was so similar.
Yeah.
Like Shadow Warrior, all those games. Something different. So like I do think that Call of Duty perfected a lot of stuff, definitely like cemented this like sick thing. But I also do see how like it did kind of like give people license to go, oh, we can just like make like these fucking like shooting galleries where there's like big explosions, like a thing, and
Yeah.
it can be very empty if it's not made super intentionally and really well crafted.
Especially with the later releases, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as the series went on, they 100% kind of paved the way
Yeah.
Yeah.
for zero effort FPSs.
Right, which is funny because it's like it is such a fucking incredible feat, and be like, okay, let's just do that, but cheaper and worse.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like they were, I mean, obviously not the first, but it was like the first major sign of like the, what's the word? Like
Eyes
the
are dry.
corporatization
Yeah.
of like the video game industry.
Yeah.
Was like watching them just be like, don't worry, we're coming out with 3 Call of Duties this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
Fuck.
each one's going to be great, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if any other game has such a
Prolific.
Well, yeah, just putting out a Call of Duty pretty much every year.
Yeah, other than like sports games. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Other
Right,
than,
which
like-
don't really count to me because it's often the same DNA with just a new roster.
Yeah, they just put different names on the players. And
I'd-
sometimes they put in a couple features or something.
I would say that this
I
game
think it is the most enduring game series.
It might be,
One
yeah.
of the most releases. Many.
I think it is like it's like it's kind of evergreen. This specific title, it's like playing the first Mario. It'll always work. Playing Doom, it'll always work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it truly is a title like that where like if you're used to the most modern one, it's gonna feel different, but you're
Yeah.
still like this is still good.
Well, and it doesn't fall into the trap that like GoldenEye falls into, where like that game still is great, fun, feels good, but like it was pre-dual stick. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so there's like small gameplay and mechanical issues that like really make it fucking hard
Like-
and obtuse to like I've been playing through Majora's Mask recently, and like I'm like this game would be so much better, even if it was like a GameCube controller. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I know what
it
you
would have
mean.
been better. But
That's why playing the Xbox Live Arcade port of GoldenEye, where it
Oh.
actually has the dual stick
yeah,
capabilities,
It's
is like
sick. It like overwrites the
so
original.
changer.
fucking good. It's
Yeah.
because it's a 1-to-1 pretty much with the original game.
Yeah.
It's just like, can you just like make it, because it was the first console FPS that actually worked.
Yeah.
It was actually originally gonna be a rail shooter.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and they were
That's
like,
right,
you know,
yeah.
we should give players control.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Take control.
Good fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. I'd like to check out other games in the series. I also downloaded the Modern Warfare remaster because I've been
Yeah.
told like that is maybe the best campaign. It's
I
one of the most
remember-
fondly remembered campaigns.
Loving the second game in the series. Also, I remember
They're both very highly regarded.
Big Red 1 being a great game. It was one of the first Xbox 360 games I played because they had it at a.
Sorry, I thought you meant Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, also I'd love to play that as well. Also, have you played the expansion pack, the DLC for Call of Duty 1?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
Well, that's also very highly regarded
Well, then I
as
should
being
fucking
very
check
good.
it out.
I'm very curious about it.
I was a Call of Duty hater in middle and high
Yeah,
school.
you didn't play it at all.
No, I was like the edgy, like I'd call it mean
Well,
names.
you couldn't play online games.
Well,
and
that's
that was-
kind of what I
that
was getting at.
That
Yeah.
was really when they dove hard into that was the like Modern Warfare. The first one came out when we were probably in middle school.
Yeah.
And then Modern Warfare 2 was really the first one where they were like, it's really about the online.
Yeah.
Right,
You
because
know
for
what I
me, like I played the first few Medal of Honor games. I was like, all right, these World War II shooters are cool.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's good. Didn't check it out, and then
Right.
by the time I checked back out on the series, there's guys I know who will like stream COD for like 8 to like 12 hours,
Yeah.
like not
It is-
exaggerating.
It is wild.
and
It'll
just
be
doing
all-
deathmatch. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And it's like I think that's stupid. I think it's not interesting to watch,
Mm-hmm.
and I also don't like those games enough to like be that kind of gamer myself.
But
mean,
dude,
so I
it's-
just I didn't identify with the series. I was like, I don't know. It just seems like anybody I know who likes that stuff also doesn't care about anything that I care about in terms of like what's my criteria for like a good game.
like valuing
It
the
fell
game.
very much into like the frat jock
Yeah,
bro
it's-
culture.
I was gonna
It
say it's
kinda
like-
started to be like
it's a
there
console seller.
Yeah, well, then there used to be guys who like, you know what I mean, where it's kind of like you can be like, well, everybody's played a video game,
Yeah.
but there's like that section of people where it's like, yeah, but they've only ever played Madden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've only ever played FIFA. They've only ever played MLB The Show. You know what I mean? And then those people who only played those games suddenly, Call of Duty was also acceptable for them to play.
Yeah.
Where it's like Fallout or Skyrim, like that's too lame, that's nerdy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, Call of Duty,
get
this is
on-
war, man. Like
get
these
on
are
with the
army. This
boys,
is
yeah.
cool, man. Like,
It's like Candy Crush for moms.
yeah,
You know
I
what
feel like
mean?
they found that out that they could have that same market of people who like. They found a way to tap into the not actual like gamer market.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a casual gamer game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
fine. I mean, those games are great. Like, I have nothing against that as an idea.
No, yeah.
It's just kind of like I wasn't interested because it's like, what do I like in a game? Like, good gameplay, good like controls, like ingenuity, a fresh experience, good story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or it's like, cool. This is the most standard fucking FPS
Yeah.
gameplay. Like really especially on the like Modern Warfare.
They haven't innovated in
It
years.
felt so generic. Like in terms of gameplay, I was like, I know intuitively every single mechanic in this game already.
Yeah.
There's no like, the campaign could be cool, but in terms of gameplay and everything, no surprises.
No, they haven't. They'd say, like I said, they haven't innovated anything as far as controls or anything go for years.
Yeah.
It's just been new skins, new weapons, new. You know
Which
what I
is
mean,
like
blah, blah, blah.
that's fine, but I didn't think I would get anything from the
part
series
that
because of
frustrates
that.
me is like watching it get so much praise. You know what I mean? Whereas like you don't see the Madden games. No one's like Madden 2K22 is the best game this year. It's like no, people know it is what it is, but people want to. There's like a small subsection of people that want to. I'm just ranting now. That want to like treat Modern Warfare 2 and fucking like Advanced Warfare like this is the greatest game.
That's the best one.
That's come out. This, you know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
is changing the game. And I'm like, what is?
But it's fun. Like you guys
Yeah.
didn't play Crossfire X, but Crossfire X is essentially a Call of Duty clone.
Yeah.
With Remedy doing the story.
Yeah.
You know, and the only difference is that gameplay wise it has bullet time.
Well, that's like a lot of like.
But it's like that was fun. It's like
the
a 6-hour
Battlefield games
game
are
maybe.
similar. And
Yeah.
like a lot of the not the older Ghost Recon, but the newer Ghost Recon games are just Call of Duty clones again. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't know. I feel like a lot of things are falling into that. That's just kind of if you're
mold.
an FPS and you're not a fucking battle royale game, you know what I mean? Like you better make it feel like Call of Duty.
It's got to be
kinda.
Call of Duty, yeah.
Or nobody's gonna.
Or make it feel like Doom.
yeah, or nobody's
even-
gonna like it.
Even Halo went Call of Duty.
Even Halo Infinite has kind of gone into that, where it's like, I mean, it still has that Halo feel to it, you know what I mean, 100%. But
But
they definitely added a lot of things that make it feel more
even
like,
like sprinting and stuff from like Halo 4.
yeah,
and,
because
like,
they have sprint and slide, and like you know what I mean. You
Yeah.
have like equipment you can use. And,
Well, we could talk all day about nothing at this point.
Yeah.
But that's our discussion on Call of Duty. I must ask, have you played Call of Duty?
we just talked about it.
with, we
I'm
didn't-
asking the audience now.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Matt okay?
Yeah, so if you like this, be sure to like,
Oh,
subscribe,
Jesus.
leave us a little comment, letting us know what you think about Call of Duty, and we'll see you in the next video. As always, what else we're gonna do? You know, not make a video
Yeah.
one
Are we
day.
not gonna play video games?
That's the thing. I like it too much.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home and play more video
All right.
games.
I'm gonna turn the
We
camera
might have
off.
a Patreon now by the time you see this.
50-50. Don't say that for sure.
Cut it out if we don't.